Fate comes in like a statue and drops twirl. He's somehow able to double up drop shots and the XD in hand. I bet he's smelling about that one. Rick's causing havoc, finding Clone, and God's on. It's gonna drop down Josh. We're down to 2 versus 2. That bomb is slowly ticking down. I don't know if they're gonna have enough time to get there. God's over to the corner, finds Scott, but it's Fate with the third. He's got God down on the ground. It's all up to him with 7 rounds in the magazine here. Can he find the remaining player? He's able to do so. Reeks is not wreaking havoc anymore, but that bomb's about to wreak havoc on Bait. He's got him defused. I don't know if he's going to have the time. It's going to come down to the wire here.
Alrighty folks, hello everyone and welcome. We are here today with criticalops Worlds 2023 Grand Finals. I cannot wait to get into this match. We have such an amazing set of games here. Rain versus MULLET Mafia. It's going to be an exciting EU versus EU match. I kind of wasn't expecting to have a same region matchup in the finals, but we're here with that. And it's not just going to be me here today who's talking about this stuff. I actually have our 2 casters, Sudden Death and Dutch Boy, who are going to be joining me here today to talk about this stuff.
Yep. Super excited. We are going to be covering all the actual insides of the game and just taking a little bit more of a host approach here, and super excited for it. I had the opportunity to cast most of these semi-finals coming into it. A lot of best of 5s action, but once more EU on top. And I mean, me being from EU, obviously pretty happy about that. The 2 Americans next to me, a little, maybe less on the other side. So some of the best teams now coming in, of course. A Rain versus MULLET Mafia matchup. I mean, we couldn't have expected something better.
100%. This is going to be a great matchup today versus both two amazing teams. They've definitely earned their spot here.
Yeah, honestly, I can't wait for this set of games that's coming up. I know Rain were the champions last year. They're fighting to see if they can't continue to hold that title of being the world champs. MULLET Mafia, I think that pressure is on them. They got to really step it up today and see if they can't stop their win streak.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I mean, I feel like looking at it as well, Rain, of course, not losing a single map as of right now. MULLET Mafia only losing 1 Mantis, so we really got the best teams here today.
Yep, again, it's going to be an exciting set of matches. Well, I'm going to hand it off to you guys so you can talk a bit more about the format for Worlds, how the teams got here, all that good stuff. So, you know, best of luck today, and I can't wait to see these games live.
Yeah, Mantis joining us later today again, Jake, but it's on us right now until the first map is about to end, obviously, and we'll have ourselves a fun time. Maybe first let's talk a little bit about that format of how we got here, because as you guys do know, this is the final matchup that we'll have. It's going to be this day and tomorrow, of course, where there will be games, or rather maps. Maybe tomorrow just only 1 map, but we'll get to that in a little bit, of course, how that works. But now, of course, we will be deciding who's going to be that new world champion coming in, right? One of these teams is going to have that title written all over them. We all started off with an open qualifiers. We first, of course, started off with 3 seasons of Pro League. Of course, a few of those positions were gotten, and as you can see, teams that qualified for the Pro League playoffs were automatically put into, or automatically qualified through in the further stages. But in the open qualifiers, you had an opportunity to show in a format of a single alien best of 3, where you still had to have some of the players which had previously played in Pro League, or otherwise, of course, you could participate with some more roster changes coming in, or with players that played in official tournaments since the beginning of 2022. And then the first place got qualified straight into Season 2, and the second place obviously had a chance to play against the 5th place of Pro League to qualify for the further stages.
Moving into stage 2 with the regional matchups. Americas versus Eurasia from the 12 qualified teams. 8 teams, they were split into 2 groups of 4 teams, each set first and second place from the Pro League skip to this stage.
Yeah, they skipped this stage, and obviously that meant that this was going to be more or less like the regional season of each and every division, Eurasia and EU still being split. And of course, because the teams had already played very well when it came to the Pro League previous season, were obviously allowed to get a further spot in this season. So here, a few teams were allowed to make it. And of course, then we got to the stage 3 of it all, where we would eventually get to the final stage, or not necessarily the final stage, and obviously the finals coming straight after it. That double elim bracket that we have talked about for quite some time, where the final 3 rather games were from, or the tournaments was from, where we had the streams on, obviously, with the double elim bracket, and then a best of 5 world semi-finals for each and every team, which we are going to talk about when we get to the bracket as of a whole. This is, of course, how it looked like with the final match being today, Jake. This is the best of 5, or best of 7 rather, played on 2 days. The first 3 maps we'll see on day 1, which means that it could be 3-0. And obviously something we don't want to think about if you're a neutral viewer. You want to have that 2-1, so you're at least going to have some more matches happening that day too. But of course, you want to get it all the way, right? You just want to have the full 7 maps in play, because there's 7 maps inside of the whole map pool. So let's see all of them, right? Let's get into all of them to see who's going to be that Critical Ops World Champion of 2023.
It's the beginning of the end here. Day 1, and of course, again, tomorrow will be day 2. We'll see if we get all 7. And the teams, they're playing for a bunch of good stuff here. As you can see on screen, total prize pool, 25K. The champions will be receiving rings, knife skins, glove combos, tons of credits. We got 574,000, excuse me, credits online, plus 1,800 event cases. And all the way to 7th place, we'll be receiving some prize. And of course, the further you make it up the ladder, the better those prizes are that you're going to get.
Yeah, and then speaking of those topper prizes, right, that we're going to have today, loser still be receiving $6,000, but thinking of that 12,000, of course, that you're getting, and the champion's ring, of course, that you will get a actual ring that you will see. Let's take a look at what that one looks like. Yeah, this is the champion's ring, obviously. Looking very fancy. A black one, Jake. What do you think about it?
Absolutely love it. Of course, that tungsten steel, which is just so beautiful. Got the nice Worlds logo engraved on the outside, and then you have the Critical Ops Championship engraved on the inside of the ring. It's subtle, but still says that we won and kicked everybody's butt. I absolutely love it. I'm a little envious. I'm not going to be getting one.
No, but to have something visible from your favorite game, and then to say you're the world champion of that particular game, that's why I got this ring. It's just absolutely amazing. But on the other hand, we've also got that knife and glove combo where we have a little video about to show you guys how that one looks like.
And of course, that's the knife and glove combo right there, which just look truly phenomenal. Got the nice military green there, and with the gold, just to let everybody know that yes, we are the winners. It's subtle, but still in your face. If you come across that in game, yeah, you're going to be in trouble, 100%.
Yeah, you surely are. And I mean, you're going to be in trouble no matter what, against what team you're coming. Because we obviously started off this World Championship with the 12 teams that we'll see in just a moment starting to pop up, right? I mean, any of those teams, we see some clan tech of those teams as well. You can see them on the Twitter, right? VGG, G9, Invictus, you're going to be in trouble nevertheless as well. But with those knife and glove, you just know that it's going to be you that falls instead of them. All the teams, of course, here, the top, all being EU teams, and at the bottom, all from Americas, with Evil Vision, of course, being the one that stood out in the Americas scene just a little bit, but weren't able to get here. It's only EU teams that are left. Rain on the 4th spot, and MULLET Mafia being on that 6th part, of course, there with their logo. I think MULLET Mafia even coming from the open qualifiers into, I think, Rain doing exactly the same, so that makes it just a little bit more special for them, having to fight from this regional stage instead of being in the top 2 with a Violent GG and a Team G9 is just incredible, to say the least. If you look at them, they were right next to each other in the qualifiers, in the eliminator even, this side from MULLET Mafia was. Meaning that if they lost that match against Mayhem 5, Jake, they wouldn't even be here at this point. They would have already been out, long gone. But from that point onwards, only 2-0s. And the only difference is that MULLET Mafia got a 3-1 against Evil Vision with Rain, a 3-0. They've still yet to drop a map in this World Championship when playing against the best in the world, even 3 out of their 4 matches being against across region. So playing on worse servers at times as well. That is insane.
It really is. Team Rain is once again looking to try to reign supreme here.
Yep, they really are. And speaking of that matchup, of course, Rain versus the side of Mullet Mafia. Yeah, I feel like we couldn't have had ourselves a better final. I really felt like Rain, they were going to be the team looking the best when it came to the matches in general, or towards the World Championship. They've just something. There's something in them that makes themselves just a lot better when it comes to Worlds. They just have a Worlds berth every time they play here against the Mullet Mafia, which I feel like was going into Pro League Season 3 already, Season 2 maybe as well, being the team. Every single time they play, they pick up the best players on the free agent market. They pick up Vulgrant, they pick up Star, they pick up Malik as well, which used to play for Rain. It's going to be a big brawl when it comes to these two teams, just because of the talent that is in both of those teams. Rain might have the talent with playing together a little more often, but on the other hand, you've got the best free agents, the best players individually when it comes to Mullet Mafia. So, I mean, it's the best final we could have wished for, Jake.
Yeah, like I said, both same region too, so there won't be any cross-region matchups. It's just going to be brawling all out, and I'm hoping for some very, very close matches, again, going all the way to that best of 7. And for you, the viewer, you're going to have some entertaining matches, but also an opportunity to win some good rewards. That's right, viewer rewards are still alive. If you've been watching all along, your tier should be up there in the upper tiers. We'll let you know when you can go ahead and head over to that link and let us know that you are watching. Once you click that, you'll be entered in, and you'll be guaranteed your spot to receive some cases. And again, this is the beginning of the end here. This is day 1 of the finals. So after tomorrow, we'll go ahead and take all of the button presses into account and send those prizes out in the next few days. Probably around December 15th is when you'll be receiving those. So again, stay tuned for when we let you know that link is live.
Yeah, it's all be spammed in the chat. We'll let you know, and then go to that website and just saying, hello, we're here, we're watching, and then you will get yourself those rewards at a certain time after the grand finals, of course, is done, just like Jay just mentioned. So very great, of course, to take a look at it. What's also great to take a look at is the map pool as of a whole, right? The map pool that we'll have for this particular season is the same as Pro League Season 3, and the fun fact for today, obviously, I mean, not necessarily a fun fact for the people that have already taken in account, it's a best of 7. What does that mean? The best, or the team that does the best out of 7 maps, which means we're going to have a total of 7 potentially in play. There's no banning. No, there's only picking. And in the map veto, it's going to be interesting as well to take into account what approaches are you going to take. Of course, we will be talking in depth about it, but there are some maps for these two teams that are looking a little bit less favored for them. I'm going to give one example. Rain have never played Castello before. They're going to maybe have to play it today, or they're going to leave it all the way to that 7th particular map. But do you want to do that when it's the 7th deciding match to play on a map that you've never played? I don't think so. So maybe they're going to be picking it in the earlier stages. It's going to be a very big brawl in terms of seeing which teams are going to pick which particular maps in the beginning or later stages, just so you can have a safety net create in the end or in the beginning, whatever way you want to put it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if it was me, I think I want to get those newer maps or maps I'm less experienced on out of the way, and then have the old faithfuls there to fall back on for the next day. But we're going to find out here once we get into the live voting. Live picking, that is. I'm definitely excited to see what the teams pick.
Yeah, I'm too. It's going to be fun to see what that will be like. I mean, speaking of these maps, of course, I mean, I know your favorite already. Any map that you kind of dislike and you want to see some cool action today to get it back to like it?
I mean, SOAR is always one of those love-hate relationships. It is just, it's hard either side you're playing on. A lot of close quarter situations. You can play with the shotgun. I've even seen some players hold those angles with the sniper rifles effectively. It's always one that makes me just want to throw my iPad across the room. And I think a lot of people can agree with that. So I think if we get SOAR today, could have an interesting match between both these teams.
Yeah, I would love to see it, and we're going to see what maps are going to be chosen for today, though, because we're moving into the map vetoes. Veto time. Let's see what's going to be picked, though, because as I said, no bans, just picks, right? And as you said before as well, you want to get those weaker maps out of the way. I totally agree. When you're in the final map, you don't want to have a map that you don't like. You really want to have a Canals as a deciding 7th map, I feel like. So Castello would be a map. I even see Rain picking just in the beginning. Basically, just get it on the first map, get it to play, maybe lose it as well. But on the other side, you got for Mullet Mafia, one particular map as well. They do like Raid, but when you're playing Raid against Rain, You're not gonna do that because Rain is rather absolutely amazing when it comes to the map of Raid. They've played it 3 times in this World Championship in particular. I feel like twice they played on NA servers. They've won everything. I mean, that explains it, right? You're playing with 200 ping and you're winning consistently on Raid against EU or NA teams, rather. That is very, very impressive going into this. So maybe for MULLET MAFIA as well, get that one. And then we'll see tomorrow about what maps we'll still have left and what you have to win. But those 2 maps I would see, or would rather want to see today, just to the fact that you don't want to have that as a decider. And I don't feel like the teams would want to.
We're going to find out what the pick here shortly. Yeah, I think, like I said, get Costello, Soar out of the way because you're going to day 2 no matter what. So get the maps out of the way because you don't want Soar as your first map in day 2. At least I don't think so. Again, maybe they got something up their sleeve, but I think you get those out of the way and then you fall back in the old faithfuls like Port, Canals, Bureau to come into. I think that would be the move. We're going to see here, though. It's interesting. There's this kind of psychological warfare that these teams are going to be going through when they pick that first map. Because once you pick that first map, it's like a game of chess, really. Okay, I'm going to move my pawn here. How are you going to react to that? Okay, your bishop came out. Okay, do I counter with my knight? Do I move my queen? Should I castle? And it's basically what's going on here, which is why it's going to take just a couple more minutes than maybe the previous map picks would have taken in previous seasons.
Yeah, I mean, usually your bands is like, okay, what do we want to go for ourselves? We are obviously, whenever we are having ourselves a little pre-talk before the tournament is going in, which is not live, which is just happening. Me and Jake always getting around thinking about, okay, what maps are going to be played, and then we're thinking like, I mean, we can talk here about forever, but it's also about what the teams feel like, and if they don't feel a map in particular on that particular day, do you want to bend it away, or maybe leave it to ban it in the second stage, or have it been picked by the opponents just because you don't feel too confident on it doesn't mean they're gonna feel confident on it either. So it's absolute psychological warfare that's happening between these 2 teams on the field, and that's now going on in the thoughts of them. And looks like there's still some slight delay on the vetoes. We've obviously had that happen before, at least sometime, but I mean, the thought process is definitely something that goes into account with it, as both teams are incredibly excited about what to pick. At the same time, also careful about what they pick, because you're not going to have a change anymore coming in. As soon as you're picking a map, this is going to be for the difference of 12,000 and 6,000 in a physical champions ring that you're going to get if you're allowed to win it, Jake. That is big ton. Let's speak about that one more time.
Yeah, let's go over that one more time. Of course, you get 12K cash for the first prize winner. So that's some good stuff right there. Of course, you get the rings as well, and the championship knife and skin, which we showed earlier, which just looks absolutely phenomenal. The credits, the cases, and of course, the bragging rights, which is to some even more important than the actual prizes themselves. It's the screenshots that no, I beat you. You couldn't take us on. In your face, we won. There's a lot of stuff here on the line.
Yep, there is, and even for the teams that have already like participated in the past or gone out early in their regional stages, right? You might not think it's too big, but still getting yourself that $250 just by going over the qualifiers, or at least because that's what it was. You had to compete in previous Pro League events to make it into those qualifiers, to have an opportunity to play there. So you already had a full year of play, and then to be at the end of the year to at least get yourself some prizes for playing along the way as well, maybe not necessarily achieving too much or coming in with a new organization, but with a new team, trying out for next year, because we don't know what next year will bring, of course, but there's going to be a bunch of tournaments again coming. I'm sure of that. We're going to be seeing a whole lot of good stuff as well for teams trying to build into the next year, seeing what it will be. Yeah. That is going to be a whole bunch of fun as well for the teams that have already competed. But these 2, of course, going into this World Championship, it's 2 days of play, and then you will just determine who's going to win it, right? Rain previously winning the season, but I mean, season 2, season 3, where were they, right? They were basically non-existent inside of the Pro League. Okay, for Rain terms, it's non-existent because they still got like 3rd place and 4th place, I feel like. So that is still pretty all right when it comes to playing in general, or for just a newcomer. It's like, oh wait, we've done so, but for Raid, it's like they gotta be consistently winning for us to say, okay, this is Rain again.
I was looking here in chat, seeing Should be doing the vetoes here in just a moment. They're figuring some things out. Again, it's a game of chess going on, and it's more. Previously, we've had best of threes, best of fives leading up to this, right? But you don't have a second day, so it's an even more complex game of chess that these teams are trying to play. Once again, deciding on the maps. You got some idea coming into it, but again, it's trying to ice somebody out and whatnot. It's interesting.
Yeah. And even as well, one more cool thing to take a look at is maybe the fact that MULLET and Fallen Knight have kind of swapped places between the two organizations, right? Fallen Knight playing for MULLET Mafia, MULLET playing for Rain. So then, obviously, the map veto, it shouldn't take this long for those psychological warfare, but it is something to take into account. Okay, what maps have we played with them in the past? How long have we done that? What are they taking from it? And do we want to have that on the first day playing? Do we want to have it in general coming in? As you could also say, like, okay, we don't think we're going to make it all the way to the 7 maps, but that's going to be a map that we kind of don't want to play. So we're just going to leave it in behind, hoping that we're going to close it out in 6 maps in particular, just because we have played it a lot and we got to bring in some different strats for it as well. Do we want to do that today, or do we rather want to have that one tomorrow? Because swapping places with certain players is a big thing. You know something, what they've done in the past. You know their prec routines. You know what positions they're playing, how they're doing it. And that really is a great possibility to exploit upon.
Yeah, here's the map pool popping back up, and we've been talking about the different maps here, but just again, so we can see a visual of them. You got your old faithfuls. Again, you mentioned Raid. This is a map Team Rain is phenomenal on. Haven't lost yet here, playing it inside of Worlds 2023, and they've played it, so it is twice or 3 times on opposing team servers, like North American servers. Is it twice?
I think it was 3 times actually, Rain, but I didn't want to move in, but now that I look at it, I don't feel like Merciless or UE would ever pick Rain or Raid against Rain, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like it's always going to be Rain picking it, and so the opponents having to choose servers. So 3 out of 3 times playing against opponent servers, that makes the stat even more impressive.
Yeah, that's a map you would think you'd want to try to save for day 2. It's if your team, again, all maps are guaranteed to be played unless it's a 4-0 real quick. There's no bans, as you said, so I kind of want to save that for coming up tomorrow. The maps you think you want to get out of the way early: Soar, Village, Castello. Those are the kind of wild card maps. I mean, Village has been around a little longer, and Soar has been around longer too, but you don't see them as much in the competitive scene. Castello being the newest map in the game, and the map pool itself have seen some definitely very interesting action on that. But again, I think that's one of those maps you want to get in early. You leave canals. You have some really good snipers here on both of these teams. You go ahead and have some sniper showdown in canals, but do you want to have that today or save it for tomorrow? Because again, you're going to tomorrow guaranteed no matter what the results of today are. So you save that, go ahead and bring out your snipers coming in big in day number 2. Port's going to be an interesting map as well, because you will have some options for sniper play, but really what it comes down to, those, especially on the breach side, those fast pushes using those ARs, and maybe if you want to pull out an SMG, don't normally see it, but utilizing the utilities the best as possible, hitting those flashes, getting everything smoked off, throwing those frag grenades in, having them bounce around, soften up your opponents, and just moving quick over and over and over again. And again, we're playing on these same servers here, so there will be no big ping advantage or disadvantage for either of these teams. So that faster pace play will probably be more of an option for both these teams on that map. So I think Port will be also a very interesting one. Maybe you get that today, try to get an early lead.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're always kind of forgetting on the fact that it's a map that, because it just doesn't show off that much, it's also Village, I feel like, is a good example of it. Both teams having played it a little less. I think Rain in total, they've played it 6 times in terms of the whole Rain era. And then MULLET Mafia have only played it 3 times. But in this World Championship, beating underestimated 13-2. That was on NA servers, by the way, that Rain did it. 2 rounds allowed on 200 ping, and then only allowing 2 rounds to come through from UE. It's pretty impressive. And for the side from MULLET Mafia, beating Team G9. I mean, no stranger to playing this game whatsoever in this World Championship. 13-6. That was a EU service as well coming in. So Village is also no sleeper for either team. It's going to be a map that could even be decided, or rather played all the way at the end of the best of 7, all the way at the end with a final particular map, because you want to have that possibly be in a canals, just because both teams have played it a lot and it's just a safe ground to go towards. But Village is also a safe ground, but not because teams have played a lot, because it's just been a great map for both teams, in particular in the short amount of time that they've played it.
Well, yeah, I was talking about the snipers earlier for canals. If you're working more of the B side, sniping is definitely a big option as well. Working up through cardio and B long, working that B bomb site. There's lots of areas for players to hit with the snipers, and also the long range AR, the SCAR, the scoped AR. So that's another map where those players on each of these teams who shine with those longer range weapons will be able to have an opportunity to shine.
And the live veto is finally coming in.
Here we go.
These are the first 3 maps we're going to see today. And I love it because MULTIPLAYER picks Castello. So they want to have that one out of the way. Rain goes for Port and Bureau. So those are the 3 maps that we will be seeing. All pretty alright maps. We've talked about Port. We've talked about Bureau being those more safe grounds, where Castello coming in is a map that Rain is not having played a single time. They haven't played it yet till this date on an official match. Probably in scrims they have, because we spoke about them in some interviews about it. Village as a 4th. And now, what will be the final map, Jake? What will it be? Will it be the canals?
Dude, it's almost looking like we're going to get Soar and Raid towards the... Oh, no, here's Soar. Okay, so Soar's going to get picked. So now we got canals.
You got to pick Raid. If you're Mullet Mafia now. You don't want to leave Raid as a deciding.
Yeah, that would be absolutely nuts, but I don't know. We're about to find out here. Again, I think the pick for Port, after I thought about Port, I was like, okay, Port, you go ahead and get an early lead. Both these teams think they can play fast and aggressive. There it is. Raid coming in, which means you already know what the last map's going to be.
Canals if we get all the way 7 maps to end it on canals, how incredible is that? 52 maps played for the side of Raid. 52. That is insane going into it. Making that 53 at least if we are going to get there, of course. But I feel like the veto is done pretty all right here for Mullet Mafia. I mean, getting Castello on the first day, it's going to be a map that you're going to have a little upper hand on. So the fact that you're just going to probably stabilize to at least have 1 map going forward into the next day, it's just going to make it a whole lot nicer. Leaving that for the second day, obviously nice as well, but then you're going to have to crawl back, and Rain is going to have some added time to prepare going into it. You know you're going to play it on tomorrow. So I don't know if you really want that to happen. So I feel like it's pretty great the way they've approached it. I don't know if I really like the Bureau pick though. Maybe I would have liked to see that Soar or a Village coming in, Jake, to be honest. But I feel like Port is a cool map to start yourself off with, right? For many, the favorite map coming into it. Getting started with a map where a lot of brawly is needed. Just a nice map to warm up for a great day of criticalops.
Yeah, again, I think the only pick that kind of surprises me is Soar, leaving that so far in the map pool. Maybe having it in there at the Bureau spot, maybe that would be the only thing that really caught me off guard. But overall, again, I think that Port pick makes a lot of sense. Again, both these teams will be playing on similar ping. They'll be able to show how fast and aggressive they can get. Then you move over to Castello, kind of a more, I want to say similarly paced map, but you're not going to have as many sniper setups as you would maybe on like Village or Canals. Then Bureau coming in as well. I think we got 3 really exciting maps here, and I think we're gonna have a lot of opportunity for utility utilization and teamwork on these maps.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting to see. I mean, let's bring back Mantis on what he thinks about this particular map veto, right? Because we now have all the 7 maps planned, right, Mantis? We know it all. What do you think? Do you agree with us a little bit? Do you like the map? Because I know like you're a big Port fan. There's no doubt about that. So seeing that as a first map is definitely making your heart ring a few times faster.
Yeah, definitely seeing Port for the start makes me a happy man. I think that's the best way to start it out. Again, all 7 maps being played today, meaning none of them can be banned. And I think Port is a map that both these teams are going to be very good on. It's usually kind of that map that decides which team overall is better, but I think it's going to be a bit harder to determine that when both teams are pretty equal on the skill level. And then going over to Castello for the second map today, that's really our wild card map in my opinion, just for the day today. Again, I do know that both these teams can be pretty solid on these maps, but we haven't really seen too much Castello. This is really the first tournament where it's actually gotten some decent playtime, so I'm excited to see what the teams have planned for that. And going to Bureau for the final map, again, a map that hasn't really seen too much playtime in this Pro League. We've had mostly newer maps in our map pool, so I'm excited to see Bureau being played to end off the day. I think sort of capping it off with the OG map is a nice way to finish it off.
Yeah, that's why I said I really felt like Canals was a very nice map to end it on. I wouldn't have had it a different way. Speaking back to that Castello, right? I mean, Rain have not played it a single time. Mullet Mafia coming into this, they've already been able to win it against Invictus and EV themselves, right? They've been able to win it this particular Pro League against those Invictus, were known previously to this event. I mean, I don't know if Jake hasn't seen too much of the Eurasia scene, but there they were known as that team that went for Castello as their main pick. And they even beat, at some point, they beat Merciless in some other tournament besides Pro League. And that was the time I really felt like, okay, these are the two teams that you're really going to be looking at to make it, or to rather show us what Castello is made of and show us what they're done. Then Merciless came into the finals of Americas against EV, and EV stomped them on that map. They won pretty big when it came to Castello, because Castello was being picked, and on their opponent's servers, EV was allowed to take some things. Now, EV is getting a lost matchup on Castello against the side from MULLET Mafia, and that was on servers that were very similar. So thinking back on it, potentially this is going to be a map where MULLET Mafia is going to be very strong on. They've not lost it a single time when it comes to this World Championship, Jake. So that's going to be interesting, but that's going to be something we're going to talk about a whole lot later. This is the lineup for Rain popping up. You got yourself the 7 players rather, with Mosya mostly not playing. He's playing for NA. He used to play on these servers where NA was on, because he's their NA player coming into this team. You got your usual 4 that are playing, with then Fallen Knight and Mosya sometimes switching back and forth. So we're definitely going to see some Fallen Knight action with Nexera, Myline, which playing insane this tournament again, Faultless and Wives, with Fricks sometimes here and there subbing in, but I'm not too sure if we're going to see him today.
Just going to take a look at that tournament history as well for Team Rain. It's got 3 pages here, starting all the way out in Circuit Season 1. First place all the way through the first 3 seasons there. Season 4 and Season 5, a 14th place and a 6th place placing. Next page, again, this is a big team right here. 16th place in Embers of Victory Season 1, but coming back in Embers of Victory Season 2 with the 2nd place, and Season 3 with 2nd place. Starting here in Pro League Season 1, coming in at 1st place, 3rd place for Season 2. And then moving on to the next page here for Season 3, getting that 5th place position. And of course, the champion of Worlds 2022 last year. That's right, this is your reigning champs. For those of you just joining for the first time, it wasn't familiar with Team Rain. They are your reigning champs from last year, and they are here. A total grand prize, or total earnings, of $24,850, basically $25K here. This is a big spot for them.
Yeah, and if we can go back 1 tournament page, I don't know if that's possible, but otherwise I'll just do it on the fly. That Embers of Victory Season 3 tournament that we started, that was the first time the team of Rain played against MULLET Mafia. It was in the grand final. It was a best of 5 going full distance, MULLET Mafia winning it. The first tournament they ever played. We'll see that popping up inside of their only tournament history when we're going there, but that's pretty insane to see. Like, that was the first tournament that these two teams played against each other. Instantly MULLET Mafia coming out swinging, and that is because of one particular thing. That's their lineup, of course. That's their roster that we have right here, always picking up the best players. Vulgran and Malik are the 2 newest additions, and them being your highest rating inside of the tournament, you're doing something right. I've always asked the Novocaine, I mean, what is the reason for them playing with you? And that wasn't, now it's gonna sound disrespectful because he has 1.88 rating, but, or 0.88 rating, but he is always there. He is such a nice player, such a nice person to always speak to in interviews and such. That's the reason why people just like him. I mean, he has a solid lineup, he has a solid organization backing him up with a great amount of fans, which are always cheering him on in the chat. That's why they want to play with them. And then you got yourself the opportunity to pick up these players. Vulgran, Malik, GTA, Star, Shadow, Xello, which is previously known as Valley, and of course Novocaine. And we asked them, what lineup are you guys going to bring? Or what lineup are you guys going to go for against Vulgran? We said that in the beginning, because they obviously played with Novocaine, they played with GTA sometimes as well. The first map, which didn't go that well. The rest of the matches, they've all won against EV. What lineup are you going to bring? I mean, the strongest, so that's basically the top 5 players of the rating. So be prepared, Rain, because you're not going to have an easy matchup.
And the tournament history, once again, popping up on the screen for them as you're talking about Embers of Victory Season 3 at 1st place spot, beating out Team Rain. First time they played, so a little bit of a rematch coming in here, but a bigger stakes. Pro League Season 2 and Season 3 finishing in that 2nd place spot respectively. And a total earnings of $3,600 in cash. And again, MULLET Mafia being a new team here. Rain's been around for quite some time. You see a lot more tournament experience there for them. But MULLET Mafia coming in as a new team, but some old familiar faces there. And again, I don't think you really could have 2 better teams matching up today in this finals championship.
No, you definitely cannot. Let's put the lineups head to hand real quickly about what we can expect, what the ratings will be, the roles of every player as well. It's always interesting to take a look at it with these players now coming in. The main fraggers, of course, MyLine and Vulgrant. I mean, both of the players going into Pro League Season 3 and Season 2, they had a little bit of a dip. MyLine didn't play too good. Vulgrant wasn't too impressive. But now, MyLine, previous games, I think he's dropped 30 bombs or almost every time he's played, right? It's just been insane the way he played. Vulgrant as well. Saying he's a support player, I mean, he's definitely a supporter in the fragging department, as I always say. It's not necessarily about throwing the flashes, it's about helping your team to succeed to a win, and that's exactly what he brings to the table. With them, Malik, of course, coming in as the newest player. Mosha, we might not see him today, due to him being an NA player, Jake, but Malik as well. Previously played for Rain, so it's going to be a little battle against them. That's going to give some rivalry, isn't it?
Oh, definitely love that. It was previously playing for a team and then switching up and finding yourselves in the finals. A little rivalry. We'll see. I don't know if there'll be any teabagging going on later on. GTA and Fallen Knight popping up here. 81 maps for GTA, 122 maps there for Fallen Knight. Tons of experience between both these players, but of course Fallen Knight just a little bit more experience in a tournament setting. Similar win rates, and KD slightly higher there for GTA, but again, similar ratings there. It should be an interesting matchup. Fallen Knight will probably be on that sniper some. I think that's one of those players you're watching out for, rocking that sniper there.
Yeah, Fallen Knight obviously also playing against his previous team when GTA, the Swede himself, not always playing. He has a good rating, so it's a good like wildcard player you can bring in as soon as it's needed. Star, of course, their second IGL together with Faultless. I mean, one thing I've really taken in account is that the side from Rain, as they said, Rain rather, when they said in their interview, they were gonna be having themselves or that's with next year, of course. With coming into this tournament, they bring in their coach as well. They have a new coach, which was an ex-player for them. He's also taken on the coach role a little bit more. So he's kind of getting some of the pressure out of the hands from Faultless, allowing him to play a little more freely. And that's where it comes into play, whereas you have a Star, obviously, in the side of MULLET MAFIA, which is a little bit more of IGL when it comes to the in-game stuff, when he is obviously known to also frag out quite a bit. So that's a lot on his play chart. You see with Metal Monster, for example, a good example in EV. He's not putting up the biggest numbers anymore because he just has so much to do when it comes to IGLing. And that's something where Star still keeping up that high numbers. Also, in this tournament is very impressive, to say the least.
Shadow and Wives popping up here on screen, getting towards the end of the roster. See those ratings start to go down a little bit more. Wives playing that support role. I remember him from last year, had some big moments. Definitely somebody to watch out for. 156 maps. It's a whole lot of tournament experience and has been here in Worlds before. So again, somebody to keep an eye on. But coming over for Shadow, sitting there with a 1.26 KD and still a respectable amount of maps played. You're in that triple digit mark, almost at it would be 115 after this first map played, and that again overall rating of 1.36. Both good players here filling that support role.
Yeah, very great to have those being added. And now, of course, going down the line against Cello, another player previously known as Valley, which is also going to play right now. We already have the lineup from MULLET MAFIA that's going to play in this first map in particular confirmed, which is the lineup they also played with for the entirety of the Worlds. And the only map that they lost was played with GTA and Novocaine. So they still have a 100% win rate, Jake, when it comes to this lineup. Same could be said for the side from Rain, although they're, of course, swapping out players. Faultless, rocking an in-game leader, sometimes even bringing out that sniper. Let's see if we're going to see that one played out today as well. And as he said, he has a lot less on his plate right now because of his coach joining in, taking more of that IGL role into the play. So really love to see Faultless bringing in some great stuff. And Fricks, that's always a player you can sub in. Subbed in. Not always on the most important matches. So I'm a little bit... I'm not necessarily confused or anything, but I feel like he's not going to be played. He's not going to be playing today just because of it being the World Championship right now. And every time they've played the final, they've kind of left him by the side a little bit to sometimes stand in, but not in those big finals. So maybe we're not going to see him out today. But these lineups, man, it's the best players in the world, Jake. It really is. I mean, some people in the chat might not be really feeling what this means, but I mean, to be the best in a particular game is so insane.
Oh, you can be the. I mean, these are not your top 10%. You're talking like the top 2% of players right there. These are the best of the best going head to head. Yes, there's other individual players that you could say are also here in the top 2%, but overall, these are your top 2%. This is an absolutely solid lineup for both of these teams, and they're going to be absolutely slaying it out here. I know they're slowly joining up here in the room, and I think for everybody waiting patiently for everybody to go ahead and get in here so we can start this match number 1 on Port, which is going to be absolutely phenomenal. Again, I'm really expecting some fast gameplay here on Port, especially coming in from the breach side, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see some fast movement on the coalition as well, trying to catch those breach off guard. Just going here quickly, looking at some of the players joining in. There's a wild card coming in for Team Rain. We won't spoil it until we actually get in there, but I think you've seen that too, Jesse, that we both weren't expecting, but it's actually happening. So that should be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing the player of Mozia joining as well for the side of Rain. It is very interesting in my eyes to see him joining, just based on the fact that you've got yourself Mozia being the NA player usually coming in, right? He's usually playing in the matches that are on higher ping for the team of Rain, just to compensate for it. Now playing when it comes to the main lineup. He's also played some of the EU matches before, dropping high numbers when it comes to it, on no matter what server you're really putting him. So it's going to be great seeing him being that difference maker and them allowing him to join. And for the side of MULLET Mafia, just sticking with the 5 that worked, right? Malik, Shadow, Stark, Cello, and Vulgrant is very interesting to see. But that Mozia, we're probably going to talk about it for a little bit, or at least when we're getting ourselves into the game in particular, because that is going to be pretty interesting to see him join instead of a Wives, which you would mostly see joining.
Before we get into all of that, we got a little something special for you. Let's go ahead and dive on into it. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very excited. I get to debut today the Redmagic 9 Pro here on stream. This is the new phone coming in from Redmagic, coming in 3 different colors: Sleet, Cyclone, and Snowfall. I'm definitely into that snowfall color. This has the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 in it, and this is a 32% CPU and 34% GPU performance increase from last gen. Also, what's really impressive about the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 is 38% less power consumption, meaning better battery life. Similar battery size, but getting better battery life. You know, when you're just scrolling and texting and doing the basic stuff, listening to music, it's going to be consuming way less power. The ICE 13 for maximum cooling, and you got an upgraded turbo fan here that now spins up to 22,000 revolutions per minute. Also, the biggest vapor chamber in the world at 10,182 millimeters. And this is got a beautiful full screen experience here. 6.8-inch screen. It's really, it's bezel-less. There's no hole punch or islands or notches or anything for cameras. It is a true bezel-less experience for uninterrupted viewing. Q9 plus full screen. The battery sitting at 6,500 milliamps. This is the biggest Redmagic has ever had. So not only are you getting that more power efficient processor coming in with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, you're also getting a bigger battery. So that battery life, those screen on times are going to be absolutely nuts. You know, you're going to be sharing those screenshots over on Tech Twitter. And 80-watt fast charging as well, which is going to shoot 0 to 100 in 35 minutes. And then the piece de resistance, in my opinion, because you can't have a gaming phone without some RGB. That's right, customizable RGB on your phone on both the turbofan and the shoulder triggers. And the official launch date is December 18th at 7 a.m. EST. So again, we're debuting the phone today. Super proud for the opportunity to do so. We got something a little special for you all here in the chat as well, because we're going to be giving away the Redmagic 8S Pro. Should be an image popping up on screen here in just a moment. Talking about that, links will be dropped in the video description as well as in the comment section as well. It's a Gleam giveaway. There's the image popping up there on screen. Again, Gleam giveaway, head it over there to the website. Link is in the video description down below, and it'll be dropped in the comment section. Head on over there, go ahead and click the link, do everything it tells you to do, follow certain things, share the stream, go ahead and like on Facebook, etc. You know, you guys have been around the internet for a while. You know how to do a Gleam giveaway. Follow all the steps on there, and you'll be entered to win the 8S Redmagic Pro, another phenomenal device coming in from Redmagic. Either way, whatever device you go with, you'll be kicking butt in game. Link is in chat right now, and again, will be added to the description a little later. Go ahead and get entered here for that amazing device.
Now, the Gleam link is already in the description, so that's pretty nice. I mean, you can already be there, and in the comment section, both of them. I mean, the Gleam giveaway, of course, the more the things you do, the more chance you will have, in fact, to join, right? So be sure to do so. It's in both of them. And of course, at the end of the stream, Jake and me will announce the winner, and will be shown everywhere, and you will get that 8S Pro, rather, thrown to you at the home, of course. And at the same time, 18th of December. Keep that date in mind, of course, for the Redmagic 9 that you can buy from that point onward. That will be officially released. But we do hear that the knife is live, so let's stop the jabbing. Let's get the stabbing.
And here we are.
Yep, getting ourselves ready. A best of 7, starting off on port, and starting off with that knife round. Knife round's getting restarted, and Jake is quite important. I mean, not necessarily maybe on port, coming into it being quite 50-50 when it comes to playing a coalition or breach side. But to be honest, starting on your favorite side and having the opportunity to choose just gives you the privileges that you would want. And they're going into mid, and they're all stacking up here. And that's what MULLET MAFIA is doing in raid as well. Some tactics getting involved into it.
And now pushing. Seems like Rain has the early lead, but MULLET MAFIA is in there. Fallen Knight getting a 2K, and it's going to come down to Star grabbing the last 2 players at the end, and MULLET MAFIA will be able to decide on which side they want to start on. If it was me on this map, knowing the situation I'm in, similar pings, I think I'd want to start on the coalition side and fall back on the breach. What about you?
I would honestly usually start on the coalition side myself, but on the other hand, I think that MULLET MAFIA have chosen to start on the breach side, so they're gonna go for your approach. Getting an end on a good side is something, but usually allowed to get that beginning inside of your favor, to not have to come back necessarily, is always something teams usually tend to go for. But MULLET MAFIA now approaching it differently, or thinking they have their strats cut out for them very well to get that early lead, so they don't have to get all the way necessarily, so they can just end it a little quicker. We'll see though, as we're waiting for the sign of the game being live, and then we're moving into it as fast as we can, with of course ports coming up very, very shortly.
Got one player finishing one thing here in the background, getting that final G Fuel shaker ready, pulling it out of the freezer. And with that being said, let's go ahead and dive on in.
First
All
match.
right.
Yep, it is. This is the grand final, Jake. This is what we've all been waiting for. An entire year of casting, analyzing everything to be at this final moment. Port, we have first match to start it all off, and Fallen Knights are all first blood.
Let's do this. Think we get the final reset coming in here.
Of course.
Was that? Yeah, I
No,
think it
for
was-
real.
Yeah, and we're on the pistol round, I think. Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, we're live. Another build-up. It's board. It's the beginning of the end, or beginning of something very special for either one of these two teams. They can say they're the world champion after this. Not after this map, but after 4-1. A long day ahead of us. A Fallen Knight that seemed to draw first blood previously. Not the case. Now we're going to see how things are going to go. With Rain, of course, starting on that coalition side. And only one person over towards the B side. That is something I've not seen too much before, but it's pretty interesting the way Excello can now move all the way up from B long.
Some warning shots being fired here. Bomb going to be picked up here by player number 6. That's Vulgrant. MULLET here on the breach, deciding where they want to go. Again, over here, player number 8, and that's Zello, like you said, sitting by B site. Looks like they will be going B long here. And pushing on. The only player really to be contending will be my line for Team Rain. Everybody else is set on A, and I don't blame Rain. That's kind of what my first thought is. You'd push A to open it up. That's going to be... Site is basically open. Bomb will be planted. Extra cash coming in from MULLET, and we'll see how they try to retake this site now. Gamesir tagging a couple shots through the boxes. Nobody's yet to get dropped. You're going to play very slow. You got time to work with, but you can't move too slow here on the side of Team Rain. Bulba's coming through the maze now. Malik is going to be there. Shots opening up. Line finding him. Falling, putting on Shadow. Stars in the hand with the Deagle, trying to double up. It's a 3v2 now. Only one player left alive for Team Rain. He's still alive. He's dropping players. He's able to find 2, but Star finally puts him out of his misery. And MULLET is able to plant the bomb and take the first round. And they got the early lead here in cash and in the points department.
being just the IGL before kills again. I mean, it's just incredible to see him put up that big numbers. I really like the approach from MAFIA, because at that point, Xello got so far up B long. He was like, when is someone gonna peek? When is someone gonna go for something? And they didn't peek. They didn't go for it. Then he waited in that corner. He knew that there was only going to be one person on that B side just holding middle. And then he's going to call his players to get back and win the round after that. This is already a pretty clean sweep. First 2 kills have been found. My line getting taken down from behind as Shadow is holding his ground. Next arrow down low. So it should be a pretty big of a cleanup. And now just Mosja trying to look for it. The NA player still been standing, finding a headshot. And now running in for more. Oh, Mosja watching Star as he will get someone aided to take him down. MAFIA stabilizes and picks up the second round as well here on the breach side of port.
Not a big surprise. Get it over with. Rain just want to come into round number 3 reset here. Mogs being pulled out by, there'll be a full squadron of Ogs from Team Rain coming in. Shadow rocking the shotgun. Curious to see if he can wreak any havoc with that. Maybe push a top spot on A or through container. Grenades coming in, trying to soften those players. Giving utilities are always important in every single map, but they're extra important here on this map of port. Gamesir gotta be careful. Gonna land a shot there on Star, getting the player down mid. That mid control is also incredibly important. Whoever team can get that early on can easily prevent the bomb sites from being pushed or pushing the bomb sites. Malik coming through, grabbing a headshot with the AK. 3 players at the line for MAFIA. Now 3 up here for Team Rain. Vulgrant very low in the HP department, and he's going to go down to the hands of Gamesir. And it's looking like Team Rain might be able to put the first point here on the board in round number 3. Bomb is on site, and they're going to go to plant it. Even if you do lose this, the extra cash is always welcome on the side of the breach.
Yeah, it was great to see Rain the ones taking control over middle, and because of that, MAFIA that have taken A but are kind of stuck in there, and Rain have full control over it. Now flashing their way in, here they come.
Bomb slowly ticking down. 2v1. Malik, last player alive. Couple shots being fired. He sees a player jump up top, but he doesn't have time to react. My line puts a straight line on him and drops him, and it's going to be 2-1. Team Rain getting the first point here on the board in round number 3, but still MULLET getting that bomb planted, giving them some extra cash. They'll still be able to remain competitive here in round number 4.
Yeah, they're gonna do so, and you saw that. I'm gonna reply to it one more time. That mid control is very great. Rain having it. You see Malik there running through the container to try to take control, but then instead of having mid to his own player, they're gonna stick towards the A side, have 2 players on A. At that given time, Rain still has 3 on middle. They're gonna be able to deal with Vulgrant, which was coming in a little late. He was the one trying to protect for middle. He was probably anticipating on some help from Malik to come in, but not there, and that's why Rain made it a whole lot more interesting and had a pretty easy retake to go for. Just a flash, and you're going to be the ones making the play, which is very great in general. Still a bias is set for MAFIA, but it's not going to be a great one with Vulgrant being taken away. Players trying to take some control, mainly Shadow getting very far there ahead, but MAFIA have no mid control themselves. They got a player walking all the way across towards A long, so Gamesir having to check as Shadow might want to try and start having a look in again, as MAFIA will still have to cross that dangerous middle or go into B, which is basically a meat grinder, considering Rain have 3 players right around the corner. So now they're going into middle. Now they're going to swing, and Gamesir should be the one peeking, should be the one having control. With 50 seconds left, Jake, I don't suggest this to be too likely to happen for MAFIA, and as kills starting to ring in, you kind of know enough. Fallen Knight's gonna be dropped, and Star Fallen as well will make it quite impossible for Shadow to find it. It's all tied here in the game as Rain equalizes.
MAFIA picking up 2 kills there, and again, that's a player coming in from the NA region playing for Team Rain. We're talking potentially seeing him as a sub. We're not expecting to see him on the starting lineup in map number 1.
No, it's interesting because he's always been like from the previous game. I think he played on EU server once as well, and it went pretty all right. I think he just wanted to try because he felt like the team was running quite well on him, or the team felt like he was running quite well on them. But all jokes aside, or all talking done, as here comes a push from the MAFIA running their way into the B side here. Jake, they're going fast.
MULLET coming up with 2 kills with the Deagle. Kind of reminding me here of EV with those pistols in hand. Faultless with the 3K from the AUG coming in. Zello also in there shutting this down. All you gotta do is defuse the bomb now.
Defusing a bomb.
Brilliant retake from Rain and MULLET MAFIA again. Every single time they have weaker buy, they're allowed to take a bomb plant. And then you're getting so much cash to work with. I really like what I'm seeing from the side from MULLET MAFIA still. Only downside to it is they're still down. But economy-wise, they're going to get themselves the SGs up and running. And if we know one thing, that is usually Star and MyLine are rocking those SGs pretty well. MyLine has it, Star has it as well. So it should be a pretty big showdown in this particular round. First real full buy between these two teams. Let's see who will come out victorious.
Smoking off mid already. Flashbangs come in. Fall Knight still standing strong. Vulcan gonna open it up. Faultless and Gamesir there to drop those players down on the side of MULLET MAFIA. It's a 4v3 man advantage going to Team Rain right now. Trying to get that mid control. Fallen Knight is there with Gamesir, preventing them from pushing up. And it could be another round going in favor of Team Rain as long as they continue playing this right. They still have the 1-man advantage in this 3v2. Zello and Shadow trying to decide where they want to go. They're pushing around here. Move back. Lion has a good idea where they're at. Fires a couple shots. Gets that valuable information and does a little damage, dropping Shadow down into that red health department. Oh! I thought they're going to come up with a headshot there through the wall. Fallen Knight with the Kobe nade. And it's going to be round number 6 going in favor of Team Rain. MyLine with the mean headshot there through the glitch.
Yeah, only 2 rounds from MULLET MAFIA, and from that point onwards, it's been only Rain. This once again just shows how incredible this Rain team is. And speaking of incredible things, look at that knife for MyLine, of course. Oh, that's the World Supporter knife, right? He's rocking it. You can get it down in the store as well. It's looking very fancy. Just want to say that one little time. And next round will obviously be in play. 7th round that will be coming ahead with Rain rocking a lot better of a buy than MULLET MAFIA have. And considering we're already so far ahead for Rain, they are almost certain of winning the half, just solely based on it. It's looking very one-sided for Rain as of right now, but MULLET MAFIA still drawing it back. Melik and Shadow both responding. Shadow rocking the weapon and soon gonna get pushed. Rain a little bit apprehensively trying to get into a good position, as the bomb still has to go down. And as soon as those taps will come in, you know you're only gonna face against one player, which is somewhere on the side. So as soon as they will hear that tap, I feel like Fallen Knight is gonna run in. Same could be said about Gamesir. Now the bomb has gone down. Look at Fallen Knight swinging. He takes 2, and he takes his other team that he used to play for. He wants revenge, and he's gonna get it as he drops them all and finds the defuse for the side of Rain.
5-2, 3-round lead coming in for Team Rain. MULLET MAFIA has not been able to stop them since round number 3. Still got cash to work with though. Vulgar 8,700 in the bank before buying anything. Even after that full buy, still sitting for respectable 3,200 here. Round number 8. What are you doing here, gentlemen?
It's rough. So far it's been rough. Mid has been under control for Rain multiple times, so we're gonna go into that same argument about taking the mid area. At the same time, MULLET MAFIA have had success with BJ, so I feel like that's kind of a wild card you can throw in as well.
And it's looking like that B site is going to be the side of choice here. They're slowly creeping down here B long. Gamesir. I don't know if you heard them or not, if he's just guessing they're going to be there. Smoke grenade coming out. It's going to be Fallen Knight. Going to open up a volley of shots on those as soon as he gets that first little bit of information. Minute 15 here on the clock.
And look at MyLine's control. He's full A long himself, and mid is also there, so Rain is going to stack B with 3.
Fallen Knight, 2K. Malik and Vulgar in there. Malik's going to shut him down, preventing him from doing more damage to his team. He doubles up there on Faultless. It's a 1v2 now. MAFIA line versus Malik here. MAFIA sees him and is able to tag him. Rain continues the win streak here of 6 straight. They're up by 4 as we move into round number 9.
Rain is absolutely playing phenomenal. You see that control they're taking. They've taken full control over mid, taken full control over A. They're stacking B with 3. An absolute disaster from MULLET MAFIA happening right now. They thought they could throw in a B curveball, but when that smoke got tossed, they had to wait it out. And then there was enough time for Rain to set up for something like that as well. It's just played perfectly here by Rain. And can they continue to put up the barrage? Because it could be over very soon if Rain can continue on this. Storm Faultless running into middle, taking a lot of control, but you don't have a player watching you shortly. You do have Fallen Knight joining in, but you also have a 2K happening from MULLET MAFIA. Mosha still responds, and everyone from Rain just speaking of each other's context so incredibly well. Their team play absolutely successful, and again, disaster striking. A star is all that's left. He will also be dealt with at 7 for Rain, and MULLET MAFIA have nothing going for them as they've just lost 7 rounds straight.
7 rounds straight. Team Rain has won here. Are we gonna get a 13-3 or something?
Yeah.
I don't want to jinx it for either of these teams here. I'm knocking on wood while I'm saying that. Caster's Curse always seems to be strong on my side, but this team seems unstoppable here to start off in map number 1.
Yeah, just
My line.
what's gonna be done. Shadow though responding with 2. It's very interesting this round again, as MULLET MAFIA somewhat makes it happen, Jake, but for now, rocking the advantage is still MULLET MAFIA. Throwing in a splash. Fulgrin push in on top of Nexera, slowly starting to get his vision back, but not in time. About to deal with him. And an A-side plant, maybe a stabilization here happening as MULLET MAFIA takes a bomb plant with a double man advantage.
Trying to bust this snowball up Team Rain has created. Be the first round they have won since the opening of map number 1, if they're able to get this bomb to go off. I think they will. I mean, Fallen Knight, 36 HP, just a helmet on. He's one-shot territory. Try to save that AUG, take it into the next game. Well, they got plenty of cash to work with still. Maybe try to pick up a pick here. Think he's going to be able to do. Star gets dropped, and he's going to move as fast as he can back here to breach spawn to try to survive that bomb going off. It's going to be 7-3 here. MULLET MAFIA still trailing by 4.
Yeah, he knows he has an M4 or an SG rather to leave, and it's a very powerful weapon to use. I really love the approach Rain is taking, although they're 7-2 up, not playing cocky whatsoever, just sticking to the way you should play, which is just cautious. It's for a lot of money as well, and it's just in general to keep that professionalism. Really something Rain is pretty known for. Get that SG on the player you would want. Fallen Knight this time rocking it with the arcs all around. But some sort of stabilization. I still wanted to say, right, going into the next map, MULLET MAFIA definitely have an edge, so it's for Rain even more to take this first map and get their momentum, because we don't know what Castello will be for them. They've not played it a single time, so it's going to be a very big sort of deciding wave where it's going to go towards after this particular map. So they really want to take it. That's where they're putting it all ahead. So I really do agree with the fact that it's pretty one-sided, but at the same time, it's necessary for Rain to do so. MULLET going to find Star running in, and we're going to have more to it coming in soon, as it's Fulgrin and Shadow being left in a 3v2 themselves. Advantageous position here for the team of Rain. Fulgrin gonna line up Nexera. Still on the side, still popping. MULLET comes out of long to take him down. It leaves just Shadow remaining. Left in a 1v2. Shadow tries to deal. The players, they're on their hands here. Players that are still left, and Shadow's gonna reposition back towards A. One there still being on the site. He's gonna be faultless. He tries to beat the hero. Has that SG in handy, the arc rather, to maneuver. Shadow might be looking the wrong way. He's gonna get all the way. Might clear the backside first. Is he gonna get into the garage? That would be powerful, yet he's just gonna plant it. Back turn to it. Maybe still a chance for Faultless to start walking in. The jump up on the box will be made. He's gonna fight the kill. It's gonna be a 1v1. MULLET jumping across with a wallbang. How is that possible? How does MULLET read this? He's just an absolute beast.
Defusing the bomb.
What? What even is that?
Bomb has been defused.
We just
Back to
can't
5.
believe it.
It's just a normal day. It's a scrim. Nothing special going on here.
As we're getting ourselves into the next particular round, MULLET, of course, what a clutch made. Another day in the office for him, and since this World Championship, he's once again been the player to watch out for the most. He's been the guy stepping up with the SG at any given time. And with any particular weapon. Now playing towards the A long as well. Behind the smoke, as soon players starting to run. And he's going to try to run just across. If Mullet Mafia approaches this round in a certain way, they're going to face my line. But he's still there. He can still be lining them all up. His M4, or his SG rather, getting full blinded. Mafia holding on, playing on a high ping amount. But it doesn't matter. Allowed to fight the first two. Faultless joining in from middle. Tries to deal with the remaining three. He's unfortunately not able to do so just now. The help arrives as Star's getting dealt with by Nexera. The trading is on point. Rain individually is incredible. It all seems to work, and they're going to get a 9-3 half on the back of it. This is the Rain we were thinking about. This is the Rain what we saw in the World Championship of 2022, and they're here to once again take it as they're already 9-3 up in this particular map.
Here's his play. Oh, the game sense, man.
Usually would say, okay, you can see the feet under it, but that's not the case. It's just game sense for him to spray, right? It's incredible for him to read that.
And here we are, coming down the flip. I was expecting maybe a faster push coming in from Rain here on the breach side. They're taking it out really, really slow here.
Yeah, team still having to be swapped over, of course, but that's something dealing with now. Rain has been the ones on the breach side playing, and there's full mid control for the side from Mullet Mafia, so this will get pretty interesting.
Ooh.
Okay,
It's an absolute spray down. Fallen Knight is able to find one, getting out of there before any more damage is done on him. He's coming back, sees ahead,
Wins.
and boom, his head gets deleted. Mullet Mafia opening up strong. They did so at the start of the game, and it really didn't seem to matter.
No, I mean, they picked up the pistol, the follow up, and that's something they're doing now as well. Rain was good when it came to the full buy round, so now you're having the opportunity to rock SGs again. And if there's one player, once again saying, that can rock the SG like it's like it's absolutely amazing, or like he just cannot be dealt with, it is going to be my line. So that's really something Mullet Mafia has to be afraid of going forward. At the same time, shouldn't be too afraid of it, as they're going to have to deal with a lot more rounds and need to play with full confidence here in the coalition side, and that's what they're doing, playing very fast, a great style. Mel against Shadow and Vilgrant lining them all up, a flawless round, and this is something that Mullet Mafia desperately needed now going into the bonus buy. If you win this one, you can pick up SGs, you can have very great weapons to work with, Jake. This could be the beginning of a turnaround here on this particular map, but you're playing SGs against M4s, and that is definitely a little degradation.
Yeah, you only got one AUG coming in at Star with that. And again, this is what we saw from Mullet Mafia at the start of map number 1. Picked up the first two very easily, and it was nothing but Team Rain after that. Let's get a little bit of deja vu coming into the flip. We'll see what happens here around number 15 if Team Rain starts to reign supreme once again, starts raining on the parade of Mullet Mafia, or if they're ready to stand strong here and put that umbrella up. Minute 27 on the clock here in round number 15. Trying to find some players, do a little bit of damage through the wall. Just a whole bunch of blind fire coming in. That bomb is set to wrap around here. It could go A or B. One player hanging out here towards back of B, still watching mid 2. And it looks like they might start to push in towards A here. Zello is here watching his container. Just letting that clock run down here. You're about to cross the 1 minute mark here on the clock. This could be the moment they wait for to push in. Kind of one player to contend with here. That'll be Star. He'll get some valuable information once they pop this corner. You really need to get him before he gets any players, though. Oh, he's gonna get caught the flashbang out. That could be huge. He's able to find one. Marcia goes down. Volgren picks up Faultless. They're trying to stay alive here. Fallen Knight has taken sight. Trying to move quickly. My line is there. He's able to not even get one. And it's going to be another round going in favor here of Mullet Mafia.
And this is so huge, this particular round. You can see SG's being picked up for 3 of them. My line trying to save, trying to run around, and he's unfortunately not able to do so. There will be all SGs on the team of Mullet Mafia. They'll have 4 players alive, and look at the amount of cash they still have to work with. They're buying up, yet they're having 3,000 and playing against pistols up next here for the side from Rain. So this is Mullet Mafia making the comeback happen. This was a round that they had to take in terms of just being a bonus. And now they might just be the ones taking the leads all of a sudden, or at least with their economy. having a strong amount of cash to go for in the next the next few rounds, and that might be enough to make that comeback or even go beyond. This is a real great position Mullet Mafia found themselves into. Just don't choke against pistols. That is probably the name of the game right now.
Yeah, and you can't count Rain out on pistol. When they're on Deagles here, this is one of the best teams in the world when it comes to their Deagles. There's Faultless already opening up on Star. You gotta be careful. They can win this round. You can't count them out here.
No, but that player going out so far alone is a little bit weird. Star doing so. All the way towards A long. It's a little odd for him, and Vilgrant will now fall as well. That's his second kill. Make it more. That's 3. Oh no. This round can still fall apart. Thinking about pistols, and they show it. Melik trying to watch middle. As the wrap around will come in, Fallen Knight now pushing alone, allowing Melik to line it up, and Rain still unsure of where to go. Yet both players from Mullet Mafia now sticking together. They could get
Nexera needs that SG. You gotta get Nexera that SG, right? There it is. Yeah, okay, switch it out. He's got the full health and the armor. Throw that bomb out to, oh, Mossy is now down. Nexera getting big, finding Malik. Trying to stay alive. Shadow with the spray down, and he keeps his team in this. Mullet Mafia closes it to 2. That was close, though. That was way too close if you're Mullet Mafia.
You can't be downing out Rain, but at the same time, Mullet Mafia themselves rocking it all the way down to the wire. Getting just one person to stay alive is absolutely amazing. What a round again for Mullet Mafia to take, but at the same time, this could have been the beginning of the end for Rain, right? This could have been the beginning of them stomping through. You've now allowed Mullet Mafia to get at least some sort of safety net, although you're now rocking SGs and Arcs again. Beginning of something special. Mullet Mafia can tie the game up, yet Rain can pull themselves ahead big time. It's all going to come down to round 17 this round. And it's full A-long control that has been taken. Mullet Mafia going for lots of one-to-one fights. And that previous round solely being lost by the side from Rain as well, because of Fallen Knight going alone into middle. You only had to deal with 2. If you peek there with 3 or 4, you're going to win the round. But unfortunately, he peeks out solo, loses the fight, same like Mullet Mafia did there previously. Team play is key. And let's see if they utilize it in this particular round. As you see Rain sticking with 4 together, 1 into middle. They're trying to take mid control, and they have found it. So now, as we would say usually on port, when you have mid, you have the site, you can also start making your way in. And that looks like Rain has a pretty good setup to do so.
One thing Mullet Mafia did so much better on the breach side was get that bomb planted. Whether it was Rain letting them plant the bomb for the retakes or not, but it helped with the cast situation. I'm just looking at only 9k over there for Team Rain. Faultless opening it up on Malik. Looks like B is going to be the side of choice. Really only it's Shadow here plus his other teammate Star to defend. Shadow's flashed out. Full flash trying to stay up and get back to some cover. And he's going to get sprayed down by Nexera. Star coming from the back. Needs to get that headshot. Is able to do so, but quickly dropped by Faultless. Bomb coming in, but denied. No, take that back. No, Mossy was there to prevent it from being denied. Bomb is planted now. And it's up to Zella to try to do something here in this 1v4. Faultless peeks out, but it gets back just in time. It should be around going to Team Rain to first since the flip, Jesse.
Yeah, such good flashes to push it to the side. Zella will fall. The Fallen Knight spraying. But what a round as well here coming in for Rain. You saw those flashes. You saw how much impact it had. And this round as well, Shadow here lining up to leaving him down to such low HP. This could have already been Rain looking to be on double digits. They would have been on 11, potentially 12 now. If that's not the case, Shadow coming out victorious in that particular round. And goals the previous round, as we saw Rain playing it very well and execute with good executed flashes. Mullet Mafia was stacking B with 3, but that smoke on CT creating so much space for Rain to walk in, making it unable for Vilgrant to help. Then he still tried to deny, but pushing through a smoke won't ultimately work. And now that 500 cash that Mullet Mafia have to work with, Jake, is also a thing you're really looking at. Rain is now up to 16.2k with the bomb getting planted and such. It is looking very good for Rain, yet for Mullet Mafia, this could be the beginning of the end if they lose this round, and they've only got 2 smokes and 2 flashes with the full buy still ahead. So they're gonna play with limited util, and Rain rocking the same setup as they did before. 4 towards A long, have full mid control, and Mullet Mafia to just sit back and relax on the backside, although they're gonna push towards B, they're gonna push towards middle. Mylan is waiting, has spotted them out. And as they're trying to overstep, Rain is still watching. The SG spray will not come in. Shadow gonna get 1-for-1 traded. The long engagement angle, she would have loved to have an SG now to work with, or a Scar rather, but it's not gonna be the case. You have Mylan still an SG though, allowed to find 2 getting traded. Shadow almost having no armor remaining, and just more shit, that's all that remains now. The NA player once again having to show up as he's all down to 35 seconds. That's all time Rain have left to go for this. He's going to reposition towards that B side. Going to play it slow, so probably the side will be his. And then with a full util kit, Need to show what he can do. I think his plan will be to go for a fight, go for a 1v1, and then go back to a different position. I feel like that would make most sense. And Mosha, not gonna take too long to clear the site. I feel like you're just gonna go for the Hail Mary play. You're throwing in the smoke. It's gonna give some information away. But you're also gonna get a safe plant going. 40 seconds, of course, now to wait. He's gonna try and look for the kill. He's gonna try to play the headshot angle in the stairs. Fulgrant walking up ever so slightly. A great flash thrown. Fulgrant having to wait it out, but Cello joined him. Mosha now trying to swing. A good nade. Gonna do a lot of damage now. Cello knows where he is. And he's gonna play the head glitch so well. Jerking up and finding the kill. It's MULLET MAFIA to claim it. Util usage was great, but having to play off top of that util was something he didn't do.
Still keeping 2 rounds between these teams. Excellent retake by MULLET MAFIA there. Round number 19 about to commence. No snipers or scoped ARs have been pulled out yet. Find it kind of interesting. You could work that kind of elbow there, mid elbow with that scar. Seen teams do it very effectively in the past. They're getting faster. They've rushed right onto the A site. Star is there fighting Xer. Tries to double up, is able to do so with the M4 in his hand. Line going down to him. It's a 2v5 now. Rain just got an umbrella blow up in their face. MAFIA is here at the SG, jumping across. Wow, I don't know how he grabbed that. Shadow getting dropped by him in air. But 16 HP is all that remains for MAFIA's health.
So limited and such an important round, Jake, for Rain to win their economy. Still going to be on somewhat of a good spot, but some of them will not have a good buy. And you're also thinking about the future. Consistency is key, and they're not getting that consistent anymore. Fulgrant might want to swing. Bomb still dropped on A, though. This will be very hard round for Rain to win.
Coalition wins.
Fulgrant with the 2K at the end with the AUG in hand. MULLET MAFIA at one point was trailing by 6, and now they've brought it back to only 1 round, separating themselves from Team Rain.
Yeah. Rain's still rocking all SGs, but that money is slowly gonna start falling. Whereas MULLET MAFIA will also have some cash, so it's one more going to be up till 13, right? So everyone that's gonna bring it to them will be great. Mosha, of course, country Ukraine, but playing now from the NA side as well, so he's gonna have that high ping still to work with. Melik up close here towards B long. This will be great if MULLET MAFIA is allowed to find it, and that's exactly what Melik does. Gets the opener. That's a very good start there for Melik. The 5v4 instantly found for the side for MULLET MAFIA. They've taken full B control, and they're running back. A 5v4. They have the advantage, and now they will run back. Rain rocking towards the A side again, towards A long. They've done that multiple times. Yet Cello now there, and mid fully under control for MULLET MAFIA as well. So this will be a tough way to execute.
Just a little over a minute here on the clock. They're pushing in. Team Rain needs this. They're down a man already. Zello firing a couple warning shots. Just misses as it comes through. Frag nade, not even do any damage to him. He's behind that forklift. He's forklift certified. Xer is there, even the body cam board. Faultless though on HP. Zello coming in big with that frag. And they're going to have another round here. Looks like they're going to tie it up. Fallen Knight staying strong. Was able to drop 1, but he's now down in this 1 versus 3. He's got a little bit of armor to work with, but it's not looking good for him. He's rotated back out. You gotta play this. Player's gonna come around the corner here, an elbow. It's Shadow. His Shadow doesn't betray him, and he's able to get the kill. They've tied it up here, folks. MULLET MAFIA has tied it 10-10 as we move into round number 21, and it doesn't look like any rainstorm is gonna be able to stop them from getting to that magic number of 13.
No, it doesn't really look like it. MULLET MAFIA looking incredible. And Rain, what they've done multiple times is moving ahead in towards that A long, leaving just 1 player towards B. But once that player falls, you can see MULLET MAFIA regrouping towards the A side a lot more. And they have full mid control when Rain has A long, but they've only 1 passageway to go through. And MULLET MAFIA covers up like 2 or maybe even 3. It's really great to see how they approach this situation, and the break in armor in the beginning of the round again. While MyLine pushing up towards the B side himself, joined by Fallen Knight. Star will see them cross now, calling out for some rotations. Yet Shadow has still full control over middle. MyLine will open up. Melik is down to low health, so this should be an easy kill from Fallen Knight. Yet he jump shots to find him. MyLine with the trade, 1-for-1s in middle as well. Shadow is still standing, making it a little better. As all that's left is MyLine. He's clutched this before, yet he's going to be careful from behind. It's Shadow to find him. MULLET MAFIA up ahead. after Rain stomping them in the beginning, bringing it from a 9-3 half all the way to an 11-10 advantage. What an incredible performance from Mullet Mafia on the coalition side, and it doesn't look like they will be stopping anytime soon. The money situation will be great for Raid ever so much, because every single time they will have SGs, and obviously Mullet Mafia will have every single time the Arcs now running in, so it's going to be full buy coming in, and the fact that Mullet Mafia is now consistently winning it is giving a good feeling about them.
Yeah, Rain needs to be careful. I think they need to slow down, take a breathe, regroup. I'm surprised they haven't even brought in a tactical pause. Just try to slow this momentum down that Mullet Mafia is getting here. Vulgrant almost able to pick up the kill. Xera is able to recover from that. He had the advantage on him. I think he was surprised to see him there. Star slowly creeping around the corner. Doesn't see anybody's dome. Body count advantage is in favor of Team Rain here. They need to get this momentum back on their side. They cannot let the snowball continue coming from Mullet Mafia. Around the corner, Masia is there. Masia might be the MVP for map 1 here for Team Rain. Was not expecting to say that at the start of this, but I mean, he has had so many clutch and crucial moments. But you gotta watch out for Shadow, man. He has been here for Mullet Mafia every single time. He pops around the corner, not expecting him to be there, and is able to get 2 or 3 Ks so often. It's a 3v4 now. Body count advantage still in favor of Team Rain. Zello sees Xera there, moves back in. Oh my god, did you see that?
That is incredible. How does Xera do that? How does Xera reach this? It's
game sense, man.
Yeah. Allowed to spray him down, and that could be Rain putting himself back up, right? We know, Jake, it's obviously been a pretty good game for the side from Rain in the beginning. Mullet Mafia crawling back, and then Rain falling around like this with Gamesir, with some incredible shot from Xera that's needed. Hasn't been the best when it comes to fragging in this particular game, but getting that important frag just puts your team back up to 11, and no kind of fragging adds up to that. Mullet Mafia needs to save because their loss bonus is probably down to just 1,000, so they really want to drop over some weapons if possible. And now we're rocking, going all the way to round 23 with the advantage for nobody and a chance to make it all the way to a 12-12 position, right? World Champions, World Finals, and we're already going almost full distance. We're at least going to have 24 rounds.
It's a stack of ones here. Here's the win count here for both these teams in times played. 64% win-loss versus 70% win-loss ratio. But 22 times played by Team Rain, only 10 played by Mullet Mafia.
Yeah, that's great. 7 out of 10 wins here for the side of Mullet Mafia coming into it. Whereas Rain is, of course, the most experienced. That's why we're seeing these two teams now bragging on. And as I said before, the economy for Mullet Mafia is close to non-existent. They got only 1,000. Next round, they will get 2,000. So if Rain can win this, Mullet Mafia will have a final round 24 on a pretty weak weapon buy. But if they win it, maybe there's something left to find for them. Medic gets dropped down low. Might want to drop that rifle over to someone else, although Gerwin doesn't have any armor to back it up either, so it's going to be a whole lot rougher to find it than you might anticipate. Again, Mylan going towards the B side when Rain is sticking towards A, and you can see the players are being pulled away as Mullet Mafia stacking B with 3. And only 1 towards Garage being Vulgrant. He has just a deagle. So if they run 2 container now, they might only face 1 rifle and a few deagles. This could be great for Rain as they're finding an entry. Star will fall. Medic still trying to recover, but with the flashes, you have just a window to push. You have just a window to go for it. And that's when Xera comes into play. Finds them both. Shadow looking the wrong way. And that's a shutdown. Rain brawls their way through. And this is so well executed. You see every time a flash coming in, a peek after, that a player starts seeking for info. But because he's finding and looking for info, Rain is there to help. Rain is there to secure it. And we're putting our way back to 12. Rain is on map point. And Mullet Mafia, I said it before, the money situation, Jake, is
not good.
No.
It is non-existent. Going through a little bit of a stock market crash here from Mullet Mafia. 3 deagles versus an AUG and M4 there compared to SG's and an AUG in Masia's hand. Fallen Knight already opening up. It looks like 13-11 is going to be the final count here unless something amazing comes in from Mullet Mafia. Star's going to drop by Fallen Knight. Shadow with a quick refrags. The only player rocking a high tier AR right now for his team, Mullet Mafia. Zelly, you need to win this gunfight. Smoke grenade going out, trying to cause a little bit of confusion. He's tagged down to 42. You need a headshot. He's able to land some shots, but not enough to drop anybody. Faultless puts him out of his misery. Still, even with the weapon situation, it was a 3v2, now a 3v1. Vulgrant, the last player alive, only with an M4. That bomb should be planted here shortly. Smoked out from the entrance side. Vulgrant needs to get in and grab that high ground as quickly as possible. I don't think they realize he's here. Oh, he's gonna get stabbed in the back. Jumps down, finds Xera in the head, picks that gun up. Still doable for him. He's got to find Faultless. Oh my gosh. I thought he had him. He comes down, but Faultless has the angle, and it's 13-11. Team Rain picking your map number 1 here of Port.
Yep, getting won by Rain. They're picking up their own map pick. And that is very great, considering, of course, that next map comes in, which is going to be Castello. But they're taking it all away. The team play was just used very well. Had some rounds where they had some on and off plays, but Faultless, the one rocking the highest of their KD, the one that is lowest on the rating himself when it comes to this team in particular. It's great to see him rocking that 25 kills. Really a coach that helps them out, really relieves his pressure a little bit and makes him be the star again that he loved to see. But all in all, everyone for Rain, of course, they just got incredibly well looked in. Of course, what does that mean for the scoreline? It means that it's a 1-0 now for the side of Rain. And if I don't mess it up, I think we're gonna bring back in here Mentis as well to get the end of this particular map, of course. But what a map has it been, Jay, coming into this. It was an incredible brawl. But in the end, you saw that the fact that Rain lost a few rounds in a row, the thing that works with loss bonus is when you're winning a lot of rounds, but you've gotten that early lead in the beginning, the team will have to fight back. You will have a lot of loss bonus, but they will have none. So as soon as you're starting to win 1 or 2 rounds, their economy is fully blown away again. And that was just the complete answer for it. MULLET Mafia had to continue, yet they weren't there. And here Mentis is, of course, again. What do you think of this game, Mentis?
Dude, that game was like a roller coaster, bro. Like, I could not predict how that game would have ended. I was thinking Rain had it in the bag, like MULLET Mafia were not pulling things. I guess it's just a breach side effect, you know? I mean, we started over here, and like these teams were just not getting rounds on the breach side for the most part. It was just a steamroll for whoever was on the coalition side. It was absolutely incredible to watch that.
Yeah, I think main reason for it was, for the most part, Rain, in the beginning of the breach side, they were a little bit unorganized. Yet in the end, of course, you saw that round they were trying to stick together a little bit more, and it worked out. It worked out wonderfully. They played as a team, and that got them over the line.
Yeah, they did so well there in the first half on the coalition side. They had enough points there to be able to get over towards the line. But, you know, MULLET Mafia, I got to give them props on that coalition side on the second half. They set up a wall and defended it so incredibly well. Just ultimately, they weren't able to stop the relentless onslaught of Team Rain.
Alright guys, by the way, for all of you watching right now, we want to let you guys know that the viewer rewards are now open at this time. Make sure you guys are taking advantage of that. We know a lot of you are probably wondering what's going to happen. It's going to be open for just a little bit, so jump on that while you have the opportunity, because we know you guys want to get those guaranteed rewards.
Again, as Manthus just said, those viewer rewards are open. Links are popping up there on screen. Go ahead and hop over there, click that button, and let us know that you are watching.
Alright then guys, well thank you so much for sticking with us for this game. We're going to hop into an interview with Rain here before we get started with the match recap, so stay tuned for that.
He's able to find one, but no more damage will be done by him to his team. Last player alive here is Gamesir. Finds a nice, oh my god, what? Oh, guys, we gotta finish him off. He can't be playing cheeky. It's now down of 1 versus 1. 11 HP will be almost impossible, but it should not be anywhere this close. They know where he's at. Flashbang is out. He's now still stayed alive.
Boy, what is there is for them to take a fast push now into A. And who is there to try and hold its my line? Who other than him? You take him down or you get wrecked, and he wrecks you down. Now 4 kills, tries to go for the ace. Inside my line. Called to the occasion. He's only gonna spot intel, and a flank for Gamesir should have them all covered. Gamesir!
No, he has to clear towards mid, he has to clear towards CT. And again, since he was so close to the site here, well, this should be an easy one. Oh, this is a 1v1. The timing is weird as well. Noah can go check the corner any second. It seems like it's gonna be. What? Why? It was a crazy flick. Because again, time is really the problem here for a goalkeeper. Now he is spotted. He's gonna throw that smoke. Actually, if he goes for a ninja there, that's gonna be hard for Faultless to just spam through. Oh, he hears it. He's gonna go for the knife, but is there enough time? He goes for it, and he does get the knife kill. So like for 4 games, he's literally sleeping, and then once, you know, he just hears the alarm ring, and then he just wakes up and he like drops a crazy performance. Obviously, we're only heading into the 3rd round of play here, but he has already gotten a triple in the pistol and then almost a 1v2. Wow. Hold on, okay. Well, yeah,
playing with the XT45, and so Wives that gets dropped, pushed towards the A side, but the attackers that are starting to push their way in towards B. Oh my goodness, Gamesir, 31 encounter, and looking in for more. He's gonna have it. Gamesir with a wallbang to find the triple. and Rain is trying at least 13-6, and that gives you the opportunity to go for a 13-12 loss next round. Every single round that you get more, or allow less, I would rather say, for the side from Invictus, that's better still. And that's not allowed to do too much when you have a Milo on your team just fragging out in a way that he has. Trying to take control, Hazuna runs in, just to fall, Wise will get him, and now one more needed. Xtazic tries to open up space, gets the first. 44 health left. This is so huge for Invictus if they would find it. One more round. And Donatelli, not possible. Rain with 13-1. And you guys have to be aware of that. And Rain is just going to run fast close. Ooh, Fall is actually going fast, but he's not getting into the side. Runs through. Will he try and find himself a kills? All players are fully blind. It's a full bloodbath on the side, but still only one kill has been found. Melody is around the corner. Tries to shut them down. He's still left standing. Not anymore. Nexera once again tries to be the hero of the round previously. Only found himself a 2-kill need and now dropping down to find another. Nexera, first question for this interview. Winning Worlds 2022, it must have felt like a dream, and what do you think was a game changer that led to that incredible success along the way?
I can know it, but like I think it's same with Worlds 2023, because it's the same thing. We start bad, like Worlds 2022. We practice to make it better, step by step, and that's how we're going to find us again.
Найс, еще, дропится, найс, 4-2, пошли с да. Останься КТ, все остальные мид. За буком.
Сайт умер.
Дверь. Я даю флеш, дал флеш.
Nice.
You guys were, after the World Championship, you instantly were allowed to win the Season 1 of Pro League again, which was, in my eyes, very impressive to keep on going. Can you share how your team approached that game, or that tournament in particular, and the mindset involved into the sequence seasons that were about to come? Because from that point onward, things started to go downhill a little. So can you explain how that process was to you, and how you feel like it's going to be different now?
First of all, it was my first major win, and I was happy, but I want to keep practice. But as you know, when you win so many things, you're just like getting bored, and that's what my team did. We were winning, like they won Worlds, we won Pro League Season 1 together. But after this, we stopped practicing because we thought we don't need a practice or something, and with that mindset, we couldn't do good, and we realized that we have to practice again. We start practicing for Pro League Season 3, but that wasn't enough. We had some issues in the team. We tried to solve it, and here we are on Worlds, yeah.
Mindlines has obviously been an incredible part of your journey, a great impact for the team when it comes to this World Championship again. We saw him having some sort of struggles when it came to Pro League Season 2 and Season 3, but what would you say has been transformed into his own experience, but also in the team playstyle, now that he's once again fragging up to the mark, that he's popping up numbers no one expects or believes either? What has that been for you, and how has it been not having that to your advantage?
As you said, my line is unstoppable, and when he's happy, he's doing way better, and like when he's happy, he's giving us ideas what in game, what can we do versus, for example, MFA, for example, Evolution, and like when we are doing what he wants, he's like doing insane, as you said, and we're just playing for him.
Coming into the World Championship finals, you will have a record against MULLET MAFIA of 1 win and 3 losses. What's the strategy you guys will have this time to beat them? Because that doesn't look so incredible. That doesn't look too well for you guys. How are you going to change it this time?
It's going to be so hard because MFA has a really good lineup, and they have beat us before, but we know what mistakes we did with play against them, and our strategy is gonna be against them because they have a different style than the other teams, and we know it. We know how to stop it. That's like, for example, I'm gonna play more defensive, I think, and that's gonna make us better, I think. Yeah.
Of course, Fallen Knight moving from MULLET MAFIA back to the Rain side, or into the Rain team. You see him play as well. How do you anticipate on him having insights of that Rain team, and for your upcoming showdown yet to come? How does this affect you guys, or does this affect you guys at all? Because he's obviously been with you guys quite some time, and will there be any rivalry, or what's going to happen?
Fallen Knight is insane player, and like he's the only guy who we need. Like we need a support guy who can do everything amazing. He can snipe, he knows every util, and his brain is like insane in game, because like I trust him more than anyone when it's a 1 versus 1 or 1 versus 2, and we need class on finals. We need like performance per player, and with Fallen Knight it's just gonna be amazing, and he's gonna make us better, of course.
When you're obviously looking at the matchup, you saw MULLET MAFIA facing off against Evil Vision in the other semi-finals. Did you guys expect to face Evil Vision? They were the team that looked good on opponent servers. They looked very strong as a South American team. They also were one of the only teams really saying, we are going to win the World Championship. We are already the World Champions. Did you get surprised by any chance by seeing that matchup, and also by the fact that it was such a one-sided one as well?
Honestly, I thought MFA gonna win, but like as a team, we didn't choose a team to play against on finals. We just kept practicing, and when we practice, we know that we can like beat both, and it wasn't a surprise for us.
And then looking at your ambitions for just a moment, future ambitions for Rain maybe. What is in for Rain in the future? Are there any new strategies or any exciting plans that you have brewing in the process with Rain? Is there something that they're gonna do with the org, or you guys in general maybe make some changes in the future again? How is it gonna look like?
We didn't think yet, because we are focused on like winning worlds, and when we win worlds, maybe we're gonna keep going. No one knows.
Thank you so much, Nexera, for the interview. It's lovely speaking to you again. Me and Mantis were gonna do the map recaps. If Crosby can confirm.
Hey, don't you think it's time to up your game? Get to the next level with G Fuel Energy. Item selection, zero sugar, antioxidants, vitamins, character creation. Wow, looking good. Gamer words, DLC, XP, side quest. Look out, sweats. Build mode, lag, noob, squad up. G Fuel Energy. We made this commercial for you gamers.
Alrighty guys, welcome back. We are almost ready to hop into map number 2. We still have a couple of things that are underway first. We're going to be doing a quick map recap here in just a moment here about what happened. But before we get to that, we do have to give a quick shout out to our sponsors, G Fuel. They have been longtime supporters of criticalops Worlds and mobile esports in general. We love them, and you can use code esportsmobile to get 20% off any of the products over at gfuel.com. That works for anything. That's right, tubs, shakers, merch. If you haven't tried G Fuel before, I would recommend trying out a starter kit, because they'll send you a bunch of individual servings and a shaker as well. Or maybe you do like the flavors but you don't want to get as big of a size, we can go ahead and get those smaller 15 serving tubs as well. That is a new thing that G Fuel just came out with, so you can buy G Fuel in smaller servings if you don't want to spend as much money. Again, if you do want to try anything over at G Fuel, that is going to be code Esports Mobile at checkout. Now, we actually also do have a giveaway for some of those starter kits. That is right. We were saying if you haven't tried it before, you should get a starter kit. Well, guess what? We're giving some away. So for those of you who maybe are interested in getting your hands on some G Fuel, trying out some of the amazing flavors that we do have the giveaway. Again, more info about that will be down in the description below. But again, make sure you guys are taking advantage of the G Fuel giveaways. We love G Fuel, been working with them for a while because they just have great quality products that we believe in. There's so many benefits to G Fuel. For those of you that haven't tried it before, they have low calories, 0 sugar. You're not going to experience any crash when drinking it. It gives you clean, natural energy with a large variety of flavors. You can even see in that starter kit right there, they're going to give you a bunch of individual servings in those flavors with many to try from. They've also collaborated with many popular franchises in the past, you know, Mortal Kombat, The Witcher, Spider-Man, The Boys. I could name hundreds of them. There's so many things that they've collaborated with, and they've brought so many amazing flavors. So again, if you guys do want to try out G Fuel, make sure you get make sure you are taking advantage of this giveaway, or if you want to buy yourself, use code Esports Mobile if you'd like to get 20% off any of those products over at checkout. All right, and also currently in game we have the Operation Hinterlands. Again, you can kind of see on screen here a couple of those amazing skins. If you guys do want to be looking as stacked as some of these players on screen here, guess what? All you got to do is play the game to be getting some of these rewards. You know, I mean, you can already see that you ratio skin, the Deagle skin as well, and even the knife. We kind of have the tac tool. You know, kind of an underused knife in my opinion, that tac tool over there. It doesn't get utilized as often, so I always like to see a nice tac tool skin in one of the operations. Again, you get these rewards just by playing the game. Of course, if you actually purchase the operation, you get some of the better rewards rather than just the free ones, but you level it up and get more rewards just by playing the game. So make sure you guys are taking advantage of that. But these aren't the only skins that we have here today for all of you, because we actually also have the World Supporter Bundle. It comes with a lot of nice stuff. So you'll be getting, first of all, a Warpaint case, a Force of Nature case, 1,000 credits so you can spend on whatever you want, and then in addition, the main prize is going to be that legendary remix skin, the World Supporter 2023. I know last year we had the Battle Song. This year we are going for the remix. You can kind of see him swinging it there over on the left side, but it is looking super clean. You probably even saw a couple of these players in game rocking this knife. If you guys want to be looking as stacked as these pro players, you should definitely be taking advantage of the World Supporter Bundle. It is an exclusive bundle that's available now only for a limited time. Alrighty, so with all that out of the way, I do believe we're just about ready to hop into this map recap for what happened over here on Port. But before we do that, let's kind of bring it back over with our casters, talk a little bit about them, what they thought about that last map, because I'm not gonna lie, that map was excited. It was action-packed. There was so much that happened over there that we're gonna be breaking down here.
Yeah. It was a long game as well, right? Bringing it all the way. I mean, I think we couldn't have wished for a better game or better map to start it off as well. Port, always known to be close. I mean, it's for a reason. One of the most 50-50 maps when it comes to Coalition or Breach side, but that didn't happen this time. But it's obviously going to draw it back, considering these two teams played a certain style, both of them rocking it and just making it incredibly nice to watch. Jake, I think you enjoyed it a little as well, didn't you?
Oh, I definitely enjoyed it, man. I was really surprised by how much of a lead Rain took there early on. And like I said, I was like, I don't want to jinx it, but it's almost looking like we might get a repeat of some of the earlier rounds with Team Rain versus 13-3 or 13-2. But Mullet Mafia came back there in that second half and gave us a very, very close 13-11. And I'm definitely excited to see how they perform in map number 2. But of course, we got to take a look back at map number 1 to see all the things that went right for them there in that second half.
Yep, again, a lot of exciting stuff happened in that game. We're ready to hop into the map recap now. It's gonna be me and Dutch Boy talking about this one here, kind of just bringing down everything that happened. Now, I'm not gonna lie, sort of just quick recap to start it off. Mullet Mafia, they had a good start, right? They won the pistol round, they won the eco round afterwards. I was thinking things were looking up for them, and then what Rain did next is just absolutely crazy. I mean, they got like, I think 7 or 8 rounds in a row just on the Coalition side, and we all thought at that point that the game was over. At least I did, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, with Mafia opting to go for a more safe style, not going straight into middle on their own Breach side. It really was a problem for them because Rain took a lot of control, and obviously going into the flip, we'll talk about what Rain did in particular. But what you saw is Rain took a lot of control. You saw that previous run as well, the first one they actually won. They had control over middle, and Mafia was on A. And usually you have that vice versa, where the attacker team is going to be on the side, where as the defensive team is obviously playing on the side. This time, Mullet Mafia took the side already, but kind of forgot about to take the bomb over, take the bomb across, or another time, actually get that bomb plant and find themselves in good positions, because you can be on that A side. There's a few passages you can go for, but Rain had 2 of those covered. So Mullet Mafia, the only thing they could do was go into Garage. And once you're taking that control, it's an easy fight for Rain. It's easy pickings. And that's where Rain, I feel like, had very much control.
Yeah, definitely, like you were saying, they definitely knew how to take mid control. We can kind of even take a look at how overall they were playing mid for all the rounds, because I'm not gonna lie, their setup was just absolutely crazy, right? They had like 3 players usually fighting for mid, and the thing is, sometimes even if they needed the extra support, they throw in a 4th player up here to sort of help out with taking those gunfights over towards the breach spawn. It was really hard for MULLET Mafia to take any control of mid, just because Rain really likes utilizing that aggressive playstyle. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I think the one way to sort of counter this would have been to send some players up over towards B. We didn't really get to see it too often. I know they did it like on a pistol round and actually almost won. They actually ended up getting like 3 of the picks when they were on an eco round, but they didn't utilize B enough, which I think is probably the one thing MULLET Mafia could have tried differently, because just considering how heavy the presence of Rain was over on the A side, I definitely think B was the weak link. MULLET Mafia were, you know, you could tell though, they were determined to take mid control back, but it just didn't always really go out in their favor. I definitely think if they utilized B side a little more often, they probably could have gotten some more rounds.
Yeah, I think what came down to it was most part they were fighting mid with 5, or they were going towards B with 5. That was a little bit of a difference. But when you're putting 3 players, as you see right now, towards that B side and still have 2 guys holding, because what happened was when they went fast towards B, or were setting up, Rain was gonna flank. They had full mid control, they were pushing mid, they were pushing A. You saw mainly in my lane, for example, being that top player who pushed all the way back in towards the spawn, went towards that T container area, and then goes all the way around to flank them. So if you put players there to watch those pushes for the side from Rain, they were eventually gonna push. If you just have that control and go for 3 towards B, you have a good setup, because what happened was Rain chips up 1, they're gonna stack B with 3. They gave over middle because it's not going to be challenged anymore, and then those B executes that they still tried didn't look too convincing, because Rain also had their number ring at that given time as well. So it really was a good execution for Rain as well. But as you see, this is pretty easy to execute, and it could have led to some different results.
Yeah, again, we kind of had more information than the players. Maybe they didn't know exactly how the setup was going, but it was kind of just like the fact that Rain are just so aggressive. And I think really those A players as well, I'd even see them sometimes like just pushing up over by the connectors, you know, like you'd see someone peeking out from the container over here to maybe contest like A long, or maybe even help out towards mid. They could have really been fighting from anywhere. It's just the A players as well were ready to support and get trades, which I think is really what helped them when it came down to like executing that coalition side with getting aggressive and stuff for Rain.
Yeah, Rain playing like a team when it came towards the coalition sides, and then of course swapping to the breach side. I want to talk about that for a little bit. I mean, what usually happened for Rain was pushing a lot solo in the early rounds. It was really a completely different story. You would say on the coalition side you're gonna play more individual. That would suit you a little bit. Team play would suit you even better, of course. Once you saw this from Rain, taking mid with basically 5 players at some given times as well. But once we came further into the game, Rain started to approaching that breach side more like a team. What they did was setting 4 players up towards the A long side to take middle that way, but sticking in a pact. Once they went for solo peaks and one team left that pact, he was getting chipped away. So stick together, executed with 4 somewhere towards that A long area, and it worked for the side from Rain. But consistency was key. They had to consistently do so because it was working out. But then they stopped, and if they tried something new, it didn't work. This was the play that suited them. This was the play that worked. Never change the winning plan is a quote for a reason, and that's what Rain should have done, and that's what they did in those final 2 rounds.
Yeah, and again, I mean, overall, we can still just talk about how Rain were really popping off, and MULLET Mafia as well were popping up on the coalition side. I think that these teams really need to adapt to their breach-sided playstyle, because I think a lot of these teams are kind of set. They're prepared to execute the sites. I don't think they're as prepared to execute whenever these players are pushed up towards mid, right? I think maybe we need to see some flashes being thrown from spawn or something, you know, playing further back and getting ready to play together as a team, because it's just so hard to deal with that. Maybe even utilizing smokes to cut off, like, you know, the A long pushes or something. There's so many options that can be utilized, but you could definitely tell that these players, it's like every time the mid push comes out, you can really tell that they kind of just get it a bit easier than they should. And I think that as the meta continues to evolve for this map of this map of Port, I think that over time maybe players will start to adjust more to the mid pushes, because always the team that pushes mid is the one that's going to end up like winning the half, whoever, no matter what side you're on.
I feel like adjusting in general is the thing we're going to be seeing more as long as the game will go to its further stages, because what usually happens with these teams, and this insane shot from Mylan again through the wall, expecting that is just crucial, just insane. But what you see very often is teams that are preparing for a map and that are prepared for it. They're like, okay, we're doing this default, right? We're setting up players to this, and this spot. But then it always goes right. They're always thinking about when it goes right in a situation. But when things go wrong and when you don't have the control, how are you going to approach it? Are you going to approach it in a more retakeable way, as you said, like throw a flash into middle, take it that? Or are you gonna do the same and hope that it's gonna work? No, that is not. It is not gonna work. As you saw right here, you were gonna get demolished eventually. Just the flash, just thinking about the situation. What if things go wrong? What do we do? That's already a big difference.
Yeah, I mean, again, just thinking about the different outcomes is something that, you know, like you're saying, it's something that maybe they're not always as prepared for. Now, MULLET Mafia on the flip kind of were putting up the same numbers. Again, I kind of got to give more props to Rain. I know they're the team that's kind of originally known for playing aggressively first, but MULLET Mafia, they definitely had their share of the aggressive plays as well, pushing up towards mid. But you could definitely tell that Rain were a bit more prepared to prevail through it. They actually pushed up and took like garage control and stuff like that, which is an area that I don't think MULLET Mafia really ever utilized much on the breach side. But you could definitely tell Rain had pushed up that far a couple of rounds, and they also weren't afraid to push towards the B side. So it definitely seems like Rain, they were prepared to go other places besides mid. I think that's ultimately why they ended up winning, because MULLET Mafia, when they were on the breach side, their main thing was mid control. And again, I understand the importance of mid control, but once they lost mid control, it could kind of fall apart for them. But Rain, even though they still lost a lot of rounds while they were on the breach side, they still were able to pull through and get some map control in other areas of the map. I think that was something that was very important that they were able to pull off.
Look how great the trading is for Rain. My line getting 2 now, able to make it happen. You saw in round 16 when they had pistols, everyone somewhere else. You had one guy watching T-spawn, you had one guy going inside of A site to try and flank, it was faultless, and you had a guy going towards A into garage. It doesn't seem to add up too much, and now Rain, of course, executing that last round, getting great trading. This round again, ending a little weaker, but the beginning was executed well. The fact that MyLine then gets no support, has to fight a double, and then falls down himself. He's done his job by trading it back. He's done his job by getting it back. In that situation, it's a 2v2. In that situation, it's down to the final 2 players to get back together and win the round. If you lose that, unfortunate, but the beginning of the round has been executed well. You're not gonna get stomped. You're finding yourself trades, and every single time you're doing so, you're just stabilizing the round. You're making it in your favor, because in that regard, thinking about it, on the breach side yourself, when you have a 2v2, you're in the favor. You're in the lead. Because there's basically 3 areas that you can have. You have mid, A, and B. There's only 2 that they can protect. You can put 1 on A, you can put 1 on B. But in every single situation, you're going to be in the favor. You're either going to have a free site, you're going to have 2 guys to fight against, which is capable of trading, or you're going to face 1 on A, 1 on B, which you can trade out and make it go at least into a 1v1. So in that regard, Rain was always in a good position. Couldn't end it. All about team play, I feel like.
Yeah, and again, here, just closing it out. I mean, Vogren, maybe he could have pulled this off, but it was not looking very doable for him. Ultimately, Rain ended up pulling it off. 13-11, still a very close map for Port. I'm curious to see how Costello's going to go.
Yeah, and as Mentis is going to have himself going away, as he said, Costello. I'm super excited for it as well, Mentis. We'll see you back after the matchup, of course. And it was great analysis, of course, with that drawing board as well. I really liked it. I mean, it's great seeing how the dynamics have obviously been. Rain really playing very well together. And that's the thing I'm going to be hammering on for quite some time. Also going into Costello, it will be a lot less, for example, I would say, forgiving for them, because Costello is not a map that they've played much. Let's be honest, they've not played a single time in officials, probably not as much when it comes to precking it themselves. Then team play is a simple thing that you can execute, a simple thing that can work out in your favor, that can get it over the line. But really good insight on it. Love to see more, of course, on how Costello is going to go, because again, Costello is a map that's a whole lot different than the normal map is, right? Its mid is heavy, but in a different way. Mid is very important to have, but it's not going to be heavy fought over. It's a very important thing to have to cut out rotations, have the rotations being a lot easier, and allow you as a coalition team to actually have a rotation path, because you can go all the way through spawn, which allows you to have one entrance path, but from middle, it could allow you to go all the way to the breach spawn, but also into middle to either side. So that's where Costello comes into play, being very handy, although mid is not fought over very much. It's going to be a great dynamic, Jake. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. Again, I think it's going to be a little more experimental here. You haven't, this is the newest map in the game, but these teams have not played on it as much. I think there's going to be a little bit of some theoretical stuff being brought out here, trying to see what sticks and what doesn't work. Of course, you have a bunch of game plans planned out. You got your strategies. You've played here in scrims before, but you haven't necessarily been as often in a tournament setting, especially at the end of the World Series before, or at the beginning of the end of the World Series, I should say. So I think Costello is going to be a lot of interesting things that have come down for both these teams. They have some new stuff to work with. I think we're gonna have some really cool moments that'll be popping up from both of these teams. And I think we're about ready to dive on into the knife. So let's go ahead and see who's starting out on what side. Here we go. Reset coming in, and we'll be going up towards mid to have that knife off. I love the foliage here on this map. It's just so colorful. Looks amazing.
Yeah, and I love the map in particular, just the way it's been played. A lot of people don't like it due to the fact that, as I said, those rotations are incredibly hard to accomplish. But because of that, I really like it. It's just, in general, it's known to be played out a whole lot different than the other maps are. It's basically like playing chess in that regard. Where are you going to position your players? How is mid going to be utilized? Because you're not going to just push mid every time. No, you're going to go to the basic side. But as a coalition player, it's very important to have it for the rotations. And that's where MULLET Mafia will now be coming in to pick up the first knife round at least. They're going to win their first knife round. I think Rain won the one previous. No, it was MULLET Mafia winning it.
Yeah, it was MULLET Mafia,
up on the T side. And now they're going to go for the T side again. So starting on the breach side. And I'm super excited to see what they're going to bring once we're getting ourselves ready and up and running for this particular map. Let's get into it. Let's get into Castello. The newest map and the debut from Rain coming into it. It's Castello. Will they show their prowess on this map as well? That's going to be the main question, because if they do, I mean, starting off in the World Championship final on this particular map would just be insane to pick it up in a win as well. And it would really set up Rain incredibly well for what's about to come further on in this best of 7. Great mid control though from MULLET Mafia. You can see Rain already going for it themselves. They want to play this round a little bit. Retake is, as there's still players on the stairs, dropping them. Further the Malik. Both lining up one. Faultless allowed to get a trade, but drop down low are the players for Rain, and it does allow MULLET Mafia to reposition back to A. I feel like that's going to be the ID, and they've successfully done so. Faultless and Fallen Knights are running back, and MULLET Mafia have been allowed to take that A site. They're one of the best teams when it comes to playing Castello in the world, so this is going to be a very hard game for Rain, and nevertheless to win, but they're going to try. Faultless takes down Shadow, making it somewhat doable.
2v3. Fall grip out of pocket around the corner here. Sees Fall. Oh, did he see him or not? He backs up into the corner. I think he did. Flashbang coming in. Fallen Knight needs to get out of there. He's got a teammate to reinforce them. Faultless is going to go down though. It's now 1v3. Fallen Knight. He's going to fall on his sword. Star picks up the kill, and it's MULLET Mafia once again winning the pistol round here. That's the third one they've won.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful little pistol round again. Gets taken, and on a very important side, a very important map. I'm not too sure. This map doesn't really suit the attacking nor defending sides a little more. It's once again more towards the 50-50, and of course you're talking about a Raid then being a whole lot more of an attacking sided map. I feel like the attacking is a little bit more sided on this particular map, just because of the way the coalition side has to rotate around. Stacking towards B, with Mafia playing very slow, expecting a push somewhere for Rain to come out. Yeah, it's just waiting for the pushes, and as long as you're sticking together, you can see that it works out. Mid is now being taken as well by Star. I thought he was going to run around, but he has only an XD to work with, so he's just going to be the one running into A. He's going to be the bait, and as he spots out no one really there, it should just be a side. They're taking control of Fallen Knight, still playing far, has fired off some shots, so they know he was the only player there, and it should just be an easy round here for MULLET Mafia to pick up, unless the pistols are gonna start coming in. You can see the mid rotations coming in to cut off the rotation a little faster. There is Shadow, and this is a perfect execution of how you play Castello, because the only way they can rotate is through coalition spawn or through middle, and they shut down middle with a Shadow playing there and Star helping out. It's well done. It's very well done from MULLET Mafia.
Shadow was so clutch in map number 1 and already showing up here in map number 2. There he is, the support player. 114 total maps, 115 now. That's 64% win rate with that overall rating of 1.36. This is somebody you're gonna have to continue watching out for here for Costello, and coming up in Bureau for map number 3.
Yeah, let's see. I'm gonna be taking a look at how this is gonna go. Right now, of course, rocking the first full buy. This could be the first round they're actually allowed to take. We're gonna have to figure out how that will be with MULLET MAFIA going slowly towards the A site, and Rain not too sure where to hold. They're a little bit passive and far ahead with Fallen Knight behind the little fountain player on top of the boost as well. MyLine holding far. The flash is now coming in. That's a smoke, and yeah, you're not going to be allowed to get into the site. You can push through the smoke, but that's all that you can really do. A flashbang that will come in. Fallen Knight opens. Star falling. The IGL gets dropped, and still allowed to get onto back of the site. Allowed to do so, and should get a bomb plant here in the 5-on-4. We're still in the favor of Rain, though.
55 seconds on the clock. Again, Rain having the body count advantage. Now it's a 3 versus 5. 2 players have been dropped. Fallen Knight finding Shadow, getting him out of there. Bomb has been planted, and they're trying their best to keep them from pushing up to that A site.
Bomb has been planted on A.
We're gonna do Volgrant. Malik checking backstab. They gotta make the move here. About 28 seconds left here on that bomb. They're pushing in. Volgrant is there, finding Masia. Fallen Knight dropping down. It's a sea of blue right now. Malik up on top, trying to stay alive. He's able to find another, but next air is going to shut him down. And they got time to defuse the bomb.
Bomb
Yeah, pretty well defused. Yeah, the Team Rain coming out victorious, and I mean, I gotta say, that particular round, Jake, it's Rain that has basically no control, but they get the first 2 frags, and that really works out. I don't like the approach necessarily that they're throwing in, but I mean, as long as it works, I mean, never change your winning plan is definitely a little quote I can hang on that, because it's literally the case here, right? Rain, as long as they can win rounds, it's great, but no control whatsoever when it comes towards that A site. They have to fight further away.
It's more passive. It's a more of a passive strategy there, which worked for them there. We'll see if it continues working. Playing over here inside of Garden. Star hanging out by mid. 2 players out on the B site. 1 extended a little more towards the breach spawn, and 3 hanging over here towards A. MyLine is the first to open it up down here inside of Forest. Needs to be careful nobody from above gets him. Got his teammate Fallen Knight over here working with him. Masia in a little cheeky angle. Flashed out just a little bit, but he's coming back, trying to reposition himself to catch some players off guard. Faultless sees Star, but he's going to lose his head to him. And they've made it over here to the B site and will plant that bomb. The rotations will be coming here quickly. Next, they're in a tough spot. Sandwiched here. Needs to win this gunfight versus Shadow, but you know he's got players on his right too. Volgrant coming to find him. They have yet to plant the bomb. It's an interesting decision not to get that bomb planted a little sooner.
Yeah, having to go for it a little later. Yeah, bomb will now go down. Retake is going to be needed. Malik holds on to middle. And then MyLine probably not going to be aware. Is he going to watch all the way on top of the stairs? Maybe Malik playing with his hat not really shown, but maybe Rain as well not going for this one. They're saving their rifles. They know they have limited cash, so really passive approach again for Rain, not going for it. But B side easily taken, Jake, and that's how they're taking their 3rd on the board.
Bomb's going to go off here, and Team Rain is opting to save. MULLET MAFIA is going to be, once again, in the lead by 2.
Yeah, very well done. Love to see it.
I mean, compared to last map, you got 7 people still alive. I don't think you had more than maybe 2 alive if you had the coalition defusing the bomb. Totally different map.
Yeah, it's just played differently because, again, those rotations are... There's only a few passes you can really go for, right? There was a player watching on top of the stairs. You don't want to swing on top of him. Or you're going to go and walk up a stairs from coalition spawn. And so you're just not going for it because you know the retake is going to be very hard and you're already a man down. So you're just basically not going to win it. And instantly all the armor gets broken as well as the swing from Star is going to come in. He's going to drop MyLine. Moshe helping. Try to stay alive. Yet Star is still up to frag for more. He's going to run it for a 3rd. Yep, Moshe is allowed to stabilize and it's all tied in this round.
Bomb is heading up towards this B site right now. You do see player number 3, Naxera, coming over to reinforce it. We'll have one player coming across the drawbridge, one up by the pathway. Player number 8, Zello, is your bomb carrier. Shadow is there right by drawbridge. And you can see there that Volgrant has reinforced Zello, pushing over to this B site. 2 players are still sitting on A. All they gotta do is find Naxera, and that bomb will go down. Naxera should be given the call, and the rotation will begin again. Shadow wins the gunfight versus Nax, and that's huge. Few seconds for that bomb to be down, and now it's gonna be very, very difficult, almost impossible for Team Rain to retake this. And it looks like they're not giving up. They're gonna try to go ahead and rotate all the way around and catch him off guard here.
I feel like it might be saving again. Looking for weapons, yeah. They're just looking for some weapons. Though. Nope.
No, maybe not. Okay.
Yeah, 2v3 again, just playing away. They know this is going to be rough again to retake, and so just like that, full 1 gets thrown up on the board. And as you saw, Faultless rocking that little knife that's now in the item shop, of course, in the bundle. The Shiborder knife, exclusive. Here, see it? Ooh. Nice combination with this gun as well, right? It's completely swapping in. With the team.
Making the colors pop. There it is right there. The World Supporter Skin. Folks, it's in shop right now. You can go take advantage of it. Pick it up in game now while you can. It is there for a limited amount of time. Like I said before the map started, I think we're going to see a lot more experimentation by these teams as they're just trying to figure out exactly how to do. Obviously, they've played this map before, just not as much as like Port or Canals, or there's just so much experience. They're seeing what works, and that's what you're seeing right now. Volgrant going to be opening it up. Oh my gosh, with the 3K August hand, the 2K with the heads popping. The bomb is planted, and it should be a quick 5-1, a 4-round lead coming in from Mullet Mafia now.
Yeah, this is something you could have seen coming right from Rain. The fact they've no official experience yet on this map. They've obviously played in the scrims at some point, but still having to get used to the timings a whole lot more, right? It's Mullet Mafia that's fully aware. Fulgurant that has usually been an insane player when it comes to this particular map. And Star lights them up both. A flawless round. And Rain getting diminished right in front of our eyes. As of right now, look at Fulgurant, of course, rocking at 1.52 rating most of the time, but again with a 7-1 scoreline, that one will go up just a little bit more again.
155 maps played. I'm counting the one from Port. Absolutely insane, all the experience there. Nice full house coming in from Mullet Mafia. Volgrant with the 3 players, and there was Star right there at the end with the final 2. Right, number 7 underway. Team Rain, what are you going to do here? Down by 4? Even if, if you're not planning on winning this, I don't know if Team Range is like, all right, we're going to chalk this up. There's still plenty of maps to go. But you got to be careful with the round balance coming in. Or I guess you don't. Never mind. No. I was just thinking round balance and servers, but no, you don't. You don't have to worry about that, really. But still. No, go ahead, sorry.
But losing like 13-1 is something that's going to hit you nevertheless, right?
Exactly. It's demoralizing.
It would be disgraceful, and that's something they're trying to make sure that doesn't happen. A good round, though. Great push. That works out. And you can see Malik. Oh, a drop down kill. Still making it doable. I mean, if this clutch comes in, who knows what's possible. Rocking with the nice low SG. Trying to wrap all the way around now. Tries to pick up some util to make it Sills a little bit better. They're rotating in. Oh, soon gonna start to push. Malik having to be careful.
He's got the bomb too.
Oh, he picked it up. Yeah, that's where he went towards the long side for the most part. As he's trying to tap the bomb, maybe fake out a player or just go for the stick straight to the bats. He's gonna stick, but that means having
the position
from Garden that can be swung upon. They want to be swinging. They will be double peeking though. Malik turning his back. Don't turn it back to the play, but he didn't realize this just yet. He's gonna run all the way towards the pillars as he now repositions back out, looks for the entry, most likely. Gonna see a player cross. No, he won't. Still having a good angle. Go in. Wraps away Faultless. A 1v1 has now been created. Malik might have just won the round right here and then as the stick will come in. It's just a fake. Malik still waiting for Naxera to swing. Allowed to find it. Once again, stepping up to the plate. Good at interviews, good at the game as well as he makes a second come to fruition.
Well played, Team Rain there, but I've got to give props to Mullet Mafia there, staying in there. Malik playing phenomenally well. They seem way more at home here on this map. They're just the confidence level. They know little ins and outs of it. Team Rain's looks like they're just taking their first steps, after moving out of the crawling stage here. But Mullet Mafia's been running around for a little while.
Yeah, Turkey Superstar stopping up again. 100 matches, going into the triple digits, becoming a real man right now here in the criticalops esports scene, and really showing it. Shadow having to pick up his weapons, but Rain is also starting to look a little better. Allowed to find the 2-piece, and maybe dropping the economy from MULLET MAFIA down low in the following round. This game might all of a sudden be tied up here pretty soon, and that makes the game still an opportunity for Rain to pick up. And I also feel like this could be something I'm only thinking about it myself, but on the breach side, I feel like Rain is going to be a lot more suited for this map. They can run into certain sides. They don't need to necessarily think about rotation or think about what positions they need to hold or what timings they can think of. No, they're just going to run into a side, play together, get trading, and that might work. That really might. Could be something they've taken advantage of, as they're already allowed to find 3 here most likely. Nexera swinging, again trying to hold, yet Shadow allowed to take him away. Faultless ultimately securing the round, and just like that, the 3rd will be put up on the board.
Here's his play by Malik. Picking up Faultless right there. Flashbang out. Moving quickly, making sure that bomb wasn't stuck. And Nexera is able to pick up the kill, but yeah, could have gone either way right there. Well, MAFIA, because of the last couple of losses, have had to go ahead and pick up a couple deagles here. Volker's still rocking the SG, but you got 3 deagle players and an AK-47 in the hands of Malik. A bit of a broken buy coming in, watching that economy situation. This should be an easier round for Team Rain. We'll see if that plays the way we think it will. Nexera popping the reload here. Stars are first to open it up. Doubles up with the deagle in hand. Maybe it's not going to go the way I thought. Volgren finds Nexera. Only 2 players alive here. And they could be coming on this broken by with a phenomenal W. The bomb has been planted. Give me the extra cash needed. And they should be able to go on a shopping spree now, picking up some weapons off the floor. MAFIA trying to hold angle. Has to back out of there due to the flashbang. Volgren getting aggressive with 8 HP. He's able to pick up 1, putting this my line in a 1v3. He's making it. He sees ahead, misses the shot, and that bomb slowly ticking down. He's got to check his back now. At this point, you need to go ahead and get on out of there and try to save that gun going into the next round. Team Rain, what I thought was going to be an easy round for them, ends up in a L. MULLET MAFIA coming in swinging.
Disastrous position that they found themselves into. MULLET MAFIA really looking good now with the bomb going off. And the after plant successfully found. Yeah, Rain could have been allowed to take at least a little bit of more rounds themselves, but now losing is probably going to cost them the half win in general. Not having the opportunity to do it anymore, although as I said before, maybe the breach side will be a lot more suited for them. We're going to have to figure that one out. For now, still a buy for both sides coming in, so again, a pretty 50-50 one, Jake, here, coming through. Will it be MULLET MAFIA securing themselves that half win, or is it Rain that can still make it a tight one? Gonna have to figure it out. It will be a fast play up towards Garden, going all the way towards middle, Mylan swinging, getting it first, traded by Shadow. Possibly looking for the trade as well will be Mosha, although he's down low. Nexera have taken control over B. You can really see Rain taking a fast approach, taking a fast push. Vulgran inside of a smoker, I think. That's where we're not seeing it.
Has to be.
Unless there is some visual bug. I don't know. He has to be in the smoke. Nexera lining up 2, going towards the B side. That's the bomb getting dropped. This really is a great position Rain have found themselves into. As a 4v2 will be found. Shadow looking to cross. Vulgran joining him. And just like that, Rain looking good to find themselves going ahead and finding 4. Nexera again just ducking up and down. Doesn't manage to find it just yet. And ultimately, it should be 4. It will be 4 for Rain.
Could be a tie game here if they didn't screw up that previous broken buy round. Team Rain still trailing by 2 here. Is the scoreboard popping up. 6 is there for the top 2 players. 6 and 7 for Nexera. Zella over here from MULLET MAFIA. I didn't realize that at 0 and 7. Imagine if he starts carrying a little bit of his own weight here. Of course, you know, KD isn't everything, but still 0 and 7 in round number 11. You'd want to see a couple more, couple kills there. Leave the agency.
Yeah, Valley usually known to play quite well. Previously, Valley, of course, now rocking Xelo name. Been inside of Counter-Strike, there is a player that's named Cello. He's also in a little bit of a dip moment right now, so maybe it has to do something with his name. I don't know. It's just some jokes aside, of course. He's going to crawl back ever so slightly with his team taking a side here. MULLET MAFIA. Rain allowed to play for the retake as Faultless already opens things up. They still have control over Heaven here. They do need probably trees control, as that's still where Malik comes into play. Around the corner, still trying to swing. Fallen Knight runs in. Such a good impact. Nexera set, yet he shows it this time again. Shutdown's been made. There's some taps around the corner. Still Starline to line him up. Malik with 2. Response from the stairs. He swings in for more. Having to reload. Speaking of each other's contact, the 2 players that have stepped up the most now. Still ahead. All down to Fallen Knight, yet Malik finds it. 4 kills as he takes them all and 1 blood. Out of Rain in the hands from MULLET Mafia, and a good addition to the team as he shuts them down this time.
There he is, the entry fragger, 74 total maps, a little less experience to some of his other players there, but still very respectable rating and win rate. Round number 12, last round of the half here. Team Rain will be on the breach side. Really would like to only be down by 2, because if you weren't able to win the pistol round, you let the round right after that be tied up here. MULLET Mafia could lose their lead here if they're not careful. But with that being said, Balance opened up with 2 kills already. Volgrant is there with the 3rd. Naxera going down. It's only 2 players up alive here on the side of Team Rain. Now the bomb has been planted. Oh my gosh, MAFIA is the last one there. Finally going to eliminate Malik before he does any more damage to his team. Doubling up with the AUG, but it's just too little too late. As Zello is going to color him yellow and drop him down. It's 8-4. Team MULLET Mafia going to the flip up by 4 here. We'll see how Team Rain responds.
I think that's the first kill for Zello. And it's also a pretty important one. It shuts down the 1v5. Really great to see so. And MULLET Mafia going towards that coalition side. Let's see how the pistols will go. The first few rounds will be. Because Rain, they could stabilize. As we're seeing some critical moments again from Malik rocking 4 kills. And of course, it's great for him. He used to play for Rain 1 season in Pro League Season 3. Now, of course, them picking him up and allowed to take so much. Yeah, Rain sticking together. This is exactly the plan I'm looking for. But are you going to check the latch? Are you going to do so? You're spotting him out. Nexera will find the opener. Volgrant tries to take mid. Yes, there's still a Fallen Knight that's cutting off the rotation. Again, exactly how you would expect Rain to play. And they're doing so. They're playing textbook C-Ops. Still having to play around in this post plant. Myline trying to help. Yet he falls down. Nexera will also be dealt with, yet still a Fallen Knight. You gotta deal with yourself, and as Faultless is striking from ahead, Fallen Knight can still flank. Boscha needs to stay alive, and the bomb is already getting defused. Has to be there in time. Cancelo stick it. No, he's gonna fall. Barely had to defuse. Fallen Knight still down to the 1v2. Can chip him away. Tries to play so much time. It's gonna run out. Fallen Knight can still do it. He's gonna do it. Fallen Knight is a Knight standing. He's not gonna fall. Oh boy, Rain. What an impressive round to take, as Fallen Knight took the diffuser with just a split second left and then played it to perfection.
I need to see the critical moment there. I need to see the replay of that next round. What on earth? MULLET Mafia only up by 3 now. Team Rain coming in. Might be able to tie this up here in the next couple of rounds if they play this properly. Deagles in the hands of MULLET Mafia. Last time they had the Deagles, they did some damage, Jesse. I would say the difference now, though, is they don't have any armor to work with. They're more in a glass cannon situation than any tanks in front of them here. A minute 32 here on the clock. Still plenty of time to work with. They're trying to find some of those opening shots. Volgrant, seeing Myline pushing in, is able to break some armor. Drops 1 player down, but it's quickly cleaned up here. It's a sea of yellow in the kill feed. Only 2 rounds separate these teams now. Here it is.
Yep, this is what it is. Look, the defuse gets taken. Tello falls, and then Fallen Knight trying to bait him into swinging, bait him into going for it. He's basically stuck here, but has to go for it and chips him away 1 by 1. Just so well done, yeah. Isolating the fights to perfection. And another cool thing to mention is actually we're now playing on NA servers. Mosya rocking about the same ping as a Mylan as well on US servers. So it really is great to see Rain approaching that in a different way, feeling like they can have a little advantage going for it. And maybe they're going to have an advantage when it comes to the team side themselves, because ping is definitely much more favorable when it comes towards the team side. And they're going to take the first full buy round by the looks of it now. Taking themselves an advantage, Jake, because they're going to have to play a post plant.
Fallen Knight. He's going to get shut down. Zealous saying, yeah, not this time. We're done. We're not doing that again. 3v3 here. Bomb is slowly ticking down. MULLET Mafia spreading out here on top of the B site. Flash out for Faultless. Myline is able to pick up the kill on Zello. 2 players left alive here for MULLET Mafia. Shadows down low. Gotta be careful not to give himself away. Ooh, Myline's able to drop him. Volgrant quick at the refrag. Faultless comes up. He picks up the 2K. Now down to this 1 versus 1. It's Nax versus Volgrant. And the jump shot comes in from Volgrant with the swing. He's able to do so. I think he's got enough time here. It's going to come down to the wire. He's just got enough time.
Bomb has been defused.
Team Mullet Mafia keeps that 3-round advantage they had going into the flip.
Philcrunch just wins a 1v3. It's clutch galore right now that's happening. Really great to see these all being taken. You can see what it means to them as well. Now having so much more cash to work with. This could have been Rain crawling their way back and potentially putting themselves all the way to a tighter position. But it looks like Mullet Mafia stabilizing for just a little bit longer, yet having to be careful about their economy still being a problem. Both teams have to do so. So this could be Rain still stabilizing and making it all the way to potential tie, or themselves probably losing the map, which isn't a bad thing for themselves, but considering you've gone this far and losing a 1v3 in the process for it as well, really is a problem for the team of Rain, because they could still do. Excello is slowly starting to get more kills up on the board, which is great to see. Stacking 3 towards the B side. A 4th one gonna join in soon as Rain is setting up very slowly. I would anticipate on a little faster pace to be working for the side from Rain. As you can see now, because they're taking so long, Mullet Mafia anticipates on 4 of them going towards the A side. And this is going to be a 5v5 for a 5v4 brawl on the side, with Mullet Mafia having the ability to hold and Rain that needs to swing, so it's really not going to favor them in any sort of way.
Just a minute here on the clock. Not any shots been fired yet. Now they're pushing again. The call's been made. Nax is there. It's a sea of blue right now. Zello coming up with 2. Malik's in there with 2. We're gonna have a full house here when these players are gonna finish the last one off. Faultless is that man alive. Smoke grenade coming out. Absolutely shut down by Mullet Mafia. Phenomenally played. There's really no reason to push. You have a set of armor, full set, keep the AK, just try to stay alive here with the last 20 seconds that are on the clock.
Yeah. Don't die. Probably going to be the name of the game. You either want to die before the time, or no, not really. Otherwise, it's not really worth it. You could have gone for the play, you could have gone for the round, yet now
Coalition wins.
not gonna get yourself too much to go for going forward. Find a few seconds ticking away. Faultless getting no cash, of course, added up. So Rinakin want to keep that AK alive, or you want it to die so you get yourself some added cash. Rain probably locking an eco now to play for an 11-6 and then making the comeback be theirs. Yet looks like Mullet Mafia is slowly going to be at a point where you feel like they've done enough, that they're just going to be allowed to take it themselves. And I feel like that point is basically going to come as soon as Rain starts losing another full buy. They still need to find themselves a few more rounds, and possibly that could be with a pistol. Mosia going to be taken away, or at least still standing, but chased by Shadow that gets on top, jumps around the corner. Shadow against Faultless in the smoke. Not going to be witnessing what's going on, and around the corner, still multiplayer flying. A flying Shadow will find himself that other kill. And 2 more to go now for Mullet Mafia to put the second map under their belt.
At this point, since they are playing with different servers here, it's still that round balance could come into play later on if they want to keep using the strategy, but I don't think it's working out too well for them. I don't know, maybe it is just the map.
Yeah, I feel like it's just a map, to be honest.
Yeah.
But and on the other hand, right, are you gonna go to play NA servers because you have 2 players on there? Like, I'm not too sure if that's gonna be your play. So I totally agree with you. Maybe it's a play they're gonna be liking along the way, but on the other hand, I'm not too sure if it's in any sort of way gonna be affecting it, because all the other players from Rain are really rocking lower ping, even though the round's still looking doable. Nexera all down into the 1v2, and he's getting pushed. Nexera could still line this up. Oh, he's gonna jump and gets a bullet in his face.
Conk with his knife out. Match point here from Mullet Mafia. Like I said, I really just, this has kind of gone the way I thought it was, especially for Team Rain, where it's just going to be a lot more experimentation. You got tons of, you got 5 more maps. I mean, at maximum, you got 5 more maps that can be played. 6 if one team just wins the next 3 outright. But you got plenty of maps to play on. 1 more today, 4 more potentially tomorrow. So just experiment on here, see what works. You've tested out this this server thing that they're trying with a couple players being closer to the NA servers, having lower pings. I think the experiment has gone well. I would just want to see Team Rain put a couple more points on the board, not to have such a big round difference between them on their first win on map 1 and now on map 2, which looks like it's going to be Mullet Mafia's win.
doesn't hurt to experiment on Castello. And this is a really good point you're bringing up. I really like it, the way they're approaching it. If this was the thought process they had in themselves, right? Castello was a map. We're gonna have the backs against the wall. We've not played it too much. Let's experiment on it. Let's see how it goes. And clearly, experiment failed, but is that a problem? No, it's just an experiment. It was just a try. You're one map up. You can concede another map, and you can play tomorrow with the favorite maps and play on the favorite servers you have. It's going to be worth it. It's really great the way they're approaching it. And let's see if it's going to be more rounds still going towards Rain, or if we're just going to be done.
56 seconds here. Gamesir is able to find one Vagrant quick with a refrag. Looking around if anybody else inside of Garden. Nobody is there. 50 seconds here on the clock, and the bomb has been planted over here on the B site. Oh man, Malik and Zello are there. My line is able to put Malik down, preventing him doing more damage to his team. Shadow in a tough spot, but Vagrant is going to finish him off. My line is the last player left alive here, and MULLET Mafia is able to do it, and is going to close this down 13-6. Well played to MULLET Mafia. 7-round count difference here.
Yeah, really great for MULLET Mafia to pick it up. 13-6. That will be found. And just like that, it went from an 8-4 half, of course, all the way towards a 13-6. So was it more of an advantage on the Breeze side? I feel like the beginning definitely was. Rain picking up the first 2 rounds and losing a round very unfortunately with a 3v1 being won by Vagrant. He's definitely rocking it on this map with Malik leading the top of the scoreboard, the 2 newest additions to MFA, showing us why they're joining into this particular team. Silo didn't really need to frag on 7 kills, as his team handled it quite well, but Rain are going to be down a map as well. That will leave the map count to go from a 1-0 all the way towards a 1-1. We'll see it in the lovely riddle graphic we'll have, and that leaves that there's 3 more maps remaining. Jake, we're all the way to a best of 5 right now, where the team needs only 3. Or 3 more, rather.
Yes. 3 more on top of the one they already have, so we're definitely going to be having a couple maps played tomorrow. I believe Mantis is going to be coming back here. Welcome back, sir. Curious to hear what your thoughts are on what we just saw in map number 2 there on the new map of Castello.
Dude, that was an awesome map that I was watching kind of from the sidelines. MULLET Mafia, though, really pulling through in the second one, giving us a wider scoreline after 13-11. I don't know, coming into Castello, I kind of thought there would be a more lopsided scoreline because it is really a wild card map, and I know you guys talked about it earlier. Rain haven't really played it as much as MFA, so I'm not really too surprised by the overall scoreline, but man, 13-6 is a great way for them to sort of get their revenge after that first map.
Yeah, I mean, they needed to do something, and I feel like on Castello it was like the one map where you clearly saw, okay, this is the map that MFA has the most advantage on. And for Rain, that map is still yet to come, of course. For Rain, Raid coming in, I keep saying that, Raid and Rain, I mean, it's a great combination for sure. And that's going to be the map that they will definitely have the most advantage on. But ultimately, a very good map here for the side of MULLET Mafia coming in. And that opens up the door again, and it definitely makes sure that we have some more action at least tomorrow, right? With at least 2 maps that we're going to see tomorrow being played out.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but still 1 more for today, right? So let's chug it into a short little bit of a break. Let's get ourselves some time. We do have an interview prepared with MFA, rather, that we're going to show you guys, and we'll be back after that with the 3rd and final map of today.
I think this should be certainly an easy one. Shadow making sure it is an easy one. Ooh, but the bomb actually goes down. This is an issue coming in from MULLET Mafia. Ooh, a weapon retrieved as well. Well, I mean, Deadly Dave, we know how good he is. I don't think he's gonna clutch this one. He gets a double though, and he knows where the second one is gonna come from. Deadly Dave peeks. He's not able to get the frag, but neither is Shadow. He's on low HP, reloading. Has to hit the first bullet. He does. Close, but again, you know, you can really retake the site only from one position if you don't have mid control, and so that makes it just easier for Monoma to just hold down this position, get 1 at least. But at this point, they're going to try to play for time. 2-on-2, Deadly Dave and Valley starting to clear the side, but time is running low. With how Noxic is playing, still alive, just probably going to jiggle on the bomb. This is going to be a hard one to clear. They have to push him. They have to get him out of this position. The defuse, the tap is going to come in. Not exactly committing, and it's going to be Noxic. Ooh, he is very far away, actually. If Novocaine just taps the bomb, starts defusing, Donnelly could even not hear it. This is not looking good for him now. Okay, that flash on that smoke is definitely going to give it away. Now the question is, will Donnelly get there in time? Novocaine is faking it. He's trying to shoot through a smoke, but that is a great play by Novocaine, baiting Donnelly.
Getting tagged just a little bit, comes on out and quickly eliminated by a duel. It's up to Zello now. Got the SG. Ooh, the drop shot comes in. He finds a second. No! No! You got the rest of the same master. I'm done. So, DSG, that's him falling. Roughock out to take two. He might still be able to draw it back. The bomb's getting defused. Vulcan tries to swing. The defuse still happening. Oh, he's gonna find him. No! It's MULLET Mafia.
MULLET Mafia hasn't necessarily been in the scene so much, Novocaine. And obviously, the first tournament you play, thinking back at Embers of Victory, that was also a win over Rain with a 3-2 victory in that finals. How would you say your incredible start has been? And what can you say about it in general? About how the team has felt since the start and how it's been possible to get such an outstanding start?
Okay, so basically I had a different roster at the beginning of Circuit Intermediate Season 1. And then Shadow and Valley came into my team. We decided to play as like me, Shadow, Valley, Exi, Alpha, and Glow, or like I don't remember the 5th or the 6th. And then during like Pro League Season 2, I guess, or 3, I discussed with Vulgaren, and he told me that Invictus are just gonna disband after that, and if they can join us. So we made space for them, and that's it.
You guys obviously secured the second place twice in Pro League seasons, thinking back to Season 2 and Season 3 where you guys competed. That's not an easy order whatsoever. That's not an easy task to do. But what do you feel like it takes for you guys to go ahead and move towards that top spot? Because previously we thought best of 5 might be the issue. Now you won a best of 5 yourself to get here. Will the best of 7 be something you're allowed to take? Or what is needed? Because we saw in Pro League Season 2, you guys got very close. Reverse sweep was needed for Violent GG. What does it need for you guys to take that finally and not be stuck with that second place curse for maybe eternity of time?
I mean, we haven't really been in a best of 7 situation. This is going to be our first time, but we've played a couple best of 5s. And yeah, we lost one and we won one just now in Worlds against Evil Vision. And I think playing against RGN in a best of 7 is going to be pretty interesting, but we're going to get through it because we're pretty confident. And yeah, we have decent roster and it's going to be a feat.
You guys bringing in some incredible talent in the name of Vulgrant and Malik. Have been pretty interesting to say the least. And how do you feel like these players in particular have impacted the dynamic of the team and maybe your team strategy, but at the same time just in general the feel for the team? Because those are very good additions to have added to your team.
Yeah, Malik and Vulgant are very good players, very good aimers, and experience-wise they're very good. And they improved the team like so much since you like progressed in like Worlds so far, and I think that's it. They're very good players and aimers, and that's it.
Coming into this grand final, I don't know if you know, but you guys have a pretty good track record when it comes to playing against Rain. I think you guys won 3 times and only lost 1 in the process. How do you think you're going to maintain the edge this time as well? Because Rain is obviously coming into this tournament very hot. How do you feel like you're still going to maintain that edge over the side from Rain to win it?
We're actually very confident when it comes to playing against Rain. As you said, we've beaten them quite some time, and for me, I've beaten them even more times before that. And we've played some scrims against RGN and maybe 15 times, and we lost like 3 of them. So I think RGN is like the team actually that are scared of us, and it's not the other way around. So I think we're pretty confident that we're gonna go against RGN and beat them. Maybe a 4-0, but it could be a other score. But I'm going for 4-0 because I'm feeling confident. Yeah.
Obviously, you guys winning Novocaine has definitely been going pretty hard. It's Evil Vision that you took down, one of the real competitors. I feel like one of the real players or teams rather, that was in contention of actually making it all the way and actually winning the whole tournament. Could you share what it felt like to beat such a rivalry, or just a perspective in general, what this feels like, how the rivalry has been together with you and Evil Vision? Because You guys have obviously not played too much together due to this being your first World Championship with MULLET Mafia you're competing in. But how would you say it's been like in scrims and stuff like that against, for example, Evil Vision? And could you share what it means to win a team such as Evil, or beat out a team such as Evil Vision, rather?
I mean, for me personally, it feels pretty good because there has some beef been going on in the backstage, and for me, I just had to beat them. I couldn't really run with a lose, you know. So I really felt great when we won the last map. Like in the voice call, the VC wasn't really too hyped up, but we were just like glad that we can make it into the grand finals. And yeah, Evil Vision was a strong team, but they don't really have competition in the SA scene, so we just took them down, and now we're in the finals.
This year of criticalops has been a big roller coaster with the championships and all the pro leagues. Well, what is your take on the overall competition you've had to face and has been the case? And do you think there's any standout moments you can name, or any standout players that you felt like really grew along the way and you feel like should be put in the sunlight for just a little longer?
I mean, it's been a long journey this year, and some players that have improved is definitely Gamesir. He was 60 FPS before, and when he switched to 120, he kind of got good. And he was a competition for me, so me and him are just kind of battling around in the majors. So he won Pro League Season 1, I won Pro League Season 2. And yeah, another team won Pro League Season 3, but that was a bit unfortunate. But I think Gamesir and MyLine is one of the hardest competitions out there, and yeah.
And in a game like criticalops and FPS, it's adapting that's the key. Everyone knows what they're capable of. Everyone knows how to play the game and shoot some enemies. But adapting is obviously the main key when it comes to it. How has your team adjusted its strategies throughout the tournament to keep one step ahead over the opponents every single time?
It kind of depends. Like, if there's not really much meta changes going around, obviously we don't really need to adapt much. But like last year, 2022, there were like 2-3 meta changes, and it was pretty hard to adapt. For me personally, I was playing pretty bad actually, and I just got kind of used to the game at the end of 2022 in Pro League, and then I stepped up again. But we can adapt pretty quickly as long as it's not too much going around, and yeah, we can keep our pace.
And of course, one final question for me to ask, I did as well to some of the others. What has MULLET Mafia gotten in store for the future? Are you guys going to continue to have the insane roster changes happening every time, or is this going to be the lineup that will make it into Worlds? How do you feel like MULLET Mafia will be in 3 years from now? Just simple as that. Make it a long answer as long as you want. How will it be between now and 3 years? Will you guys be the #1 organization, or how would it look like in criticalops?
I guess we're just gonna change a few players for the new roadmap, but we are just gonna stay together as a team because we are good friends in real life and like Discord, and that's it.
And the rotations will have to come through, but probably way too late. It's Shell that tries to step up, and he's going to find an Xera looking the wrong way. So this is really great. This opens up chances for the retake.
Yeah, that was a great play. Just, you know, make them fully think that you rotated around and then get the bomb planted. That was great. And Flawless, what is that? 3 already? And just gets all the headshots, basically leaving it up to MyLine, which Fall Knight does go down. MyLine is still here in a 1v2, does have the health advantage. If he gets any kind of jump on him, he might be able to get this, but getting one and maybe the second one. Oh my goodness, he does. Doesn't have enough time? And it looks like he does. He will get that deep. We'll find out who gets the 2-piece for this round to open it up. XD Gamer getting his face blown off. Fallen Knight gets his 2-piece, make it a 3-piece. Leave it all to Chelly, and he gets the 4-piece. MyLine actually able to secure himself an AK. It's a 1v2. It's not undoable. He's got to get 2 1v1s or just pick their faces off quickly. Oh, this could be... Oh, no way!
MyLine!
Wow.
Getting taken down from behind will be Chelly. XD Gamer finding him through the smoke. From the boxes, still MyLine is standing. He's still up and running. Picks up the kill with the arc. Picks up a second. MyLine could do it again. He's just a master. You can teach him a lot of stuff, yet you cannot teach him how to lose. He cannot lose.
What?
My line. What in the world are we witnessing? This is the best performance I've seen from a singular player ever.
And not only in the basically almost to the end to determine going to the grand finals. This dude's rocking a 30 bomb. And they just delete everyone. Fallen Knight, Masia, Myline, Naxera, and Fallen Knight.
Yeah, when they're the ones creating chaos, you can see chaos against chaos. It just doesn't seem to work for MULLET Mafia. It really is not a thing that they're too happy about. And they're really struggling to hold on to the site. They're really struggling as Redmagic is cleaning it up. He's really having... Yeah, with no util left for MULLET Mafia, that will be rough. So hold on to the site. They're still going to try to deny. You can flash your way in. That's what Vulcan is trying. Running through. Cool. Allowed to take the first. Xello is here. Running in. Oh, Xello holds on quite nicely. Runs in for more. That's 3. Still Vulcan made it. And as he shut them down previously, will now try to do the same. Yet it's all down to Meadow. He's not allowed to do so. And it's MULLET Mafia to come out with it. Known for Malik, still careful about behind. He knows that there's not really anyone here on the site anymore. Yet he's still curious about everything. Now gonna try to clear coalition spawn. But Rafa is moving further away. They're gonna face each other here. Behind the pillar. Malik walking back. He's running up front. He's running with the bomb. Oh, catches his knife out. It's Rafa winning the round. What a play to hide behind the pillar. Taking control over Intel. Cool. Gonna start to wrap around. Soon gonna face, although Rico's still waiting. Intel will be cleared. They're lining up, so Cool will line them up and picks up the first for Evil Vision, saving with 4 and making MULLET Mafia
running all the way through. He gets caught by Vulgar, but they have done the trek all the way through their spawn for MULLET Mafia. They got the bomb planted.
Oh, that's ridiculous. This round still definitely possible, though, for them to win, or at least for side for MULLET Mafia to make this retake come to fruition. Not the case just yet. Advantage back in hands for Evil Vision. Bomb still planted, and retake needed. Malik taking 2. Now sees them cross both back, and the defuse can come in. Shadow can stick. Shadow is going to go for it. Oh, he goes for the defuse. They run around. If only he sticked in the first place, I think he would have gotten it. Yet he went off, and then they could chase him. Love to see it. Yes, I'm not too sure how it will be played. You're going to have it playing all the way on the B long. And once you have a player posted up there, you know you can re-aggress to the other side and start to push through the smoke. And in mid, Xello spots them all. He's trying to run away, tries to go back to safety. It's an absolute massacre. It's an absolute disaster. It's all left to Metal. 71 points of health, and it looks like MFA have just done enough. The ARP still holding, or the Erasure rather, will be taken away. Sniper falling. And this is looking like Metal Monster might just make it happen. He is the man that we know can do this. Can put Evil Vision on his back and drag them through. Good position, he heard him, I think. Ozzy might be in HQ, wants to sneak through back into Vent. Metal will hear the flash, knows where Star is. Can Metal do it? Can Metal find it? Here's the smoke, here's the swing. It's the man, the myth, the beast as Metal finds it.
Metal's gonna go for that bomb plant anyways. And Shadow's gonna be waiting. But flat.
Alrighty everyone, welcome back. We have map number 3 in preparation right now to close off the stream over on Bureau. Before we do that though, we're going to hop into a bit of a map recap, talk about what happened in Castello, sort of discuss things that happened in that previous map. But before we get into that, of course, we have to give a quick shout out to another one of our sponsors over here at criticalops Worlds. That is actually going to be Gamesir. Now for those of you wondering, we actually do have giveaways going on for these controllers right now. The T4 Cyclone Pro. You guys just saw the trailer playing for it before we came back into this here. Again, this controller is incredible. Some stuff you guys need to know about it. It has tri-mode connectivity for Bluetooth, wireless dongle, and you can also use it for USB-C if you want to go old school with the wired style. It also has low latency wireless dongle connection if you do choose to go that route. It works with PC, Switch, and here's the kick, it also works for iOS and Android devices, which means for those of you out there who are playing Critical Ops, maybe want to try the game out on controller, you should give a shot at the T4 Cyclone Pro. This is a good controller that you guys can be taking advantage of. Again, we do have giveaways going on for this controller right now. It has Hall effect sensing sticks, anti-drift and ultra longevity, precision tuned Hall effect analog triggers, tactile yet cushioned face buttons, a hyper realistic quad motor structure, and has motion control for more immersive gameplay, as well as 2 macro back buttons. And there's even more customization you can do if you get the Gamesir app once you get the controller. So again, if you guys want a good controller and maybe even want to try playing Critical Ops with it, I'd recommend checking out the information in the description for how you can enter. Alright, and in-game right now, we also do have Operation Hinterlands. You guys can already see a couple of the skins here on screen. We got the Euratio and the Deagle, also the tactile knife. Not really a knife that gets much love over in Critical Ops, so we always like to see a good skin for that knife. All my tactile fans, I hope you guys are excited about that skin. Again, if you want the rewards from this operation, all you have to do is play the game to level it up and get these rewards. Now obviously, if you purchase the operation, you will get some more of those premium rewards, but again, you can get these just by playing the game and leveling up the operation, so make sure you're taking advantage of that. But these aren't the only skins that we have to feature for you guys today, because we actually also have the World Supporter 2023 bundle in the shop right now. It comes with 2 cases, a Warpaint case and a Forces of Nature case. It comes with 1,000 credits, and it also comes with the main prize, that World Supporter 2023 Legendary Remix. You can see the player kind of swinging on the left over there, but that is looking like a clean skin. Last year we had it for the ballad song. This year we have it for the remix. It is an amazing skin. You guys probably even saw some of the players rocking it on stream here today. If you guys want to be looking as stacked as these players, make sure you're taking advantage of all the skin opportunities that are in the game right now for a limited time. Alright, and with that out of the way, we are just about ready to hop into the map recap. But first, we're going to bring back our casters, Sudden Death and Dutch Boy, so we can kind of talk about what happened in that last map, because Castello was quite action-packed, don't you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, it was full of action, but it kind of went the way you would anticipate, right? It kind of went the way of the way we saw it coming, because Rain definitely was not the team looking the best going into it, considering they haven't played it yet, right, in officials. And MULLET MAFIA was coming into this as one of the best teams in the world when it comes to playing Castello. They even beat a team that beat another team that beat a different team that was previously known to be that champion. So in that regard, it towers up and gets to MULLET MAFIA potentially being that team to beat. And they really looked good. It took that second map, and now the series is all tight, Jake. Yeah, Jake's still muted.
There we go. As I was saying, I felt like Rain was just experimenting a lot on that map, trying to see what worked, playing on the North American server there, because they have a couple players that are in that region, to see what they could maybe bring in coming into day 2. Because as you said, they're going up against a team that is technically the best in the world there on that map. And I think they did pretty well, all things considered. I'm definitely curious to see what your guys' full breakdown of the maps are.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be hopping into that in just a moment here. Taking a look at what happened in this map. Now, honestly, I'm surprised by MULLET MAFIA. Now, I know these guys are kind of the champions of this map when it comes over towards the Eurasia side. They're the ones that probably have some of the most experience on it. But the thing that really threw me off about MULLET MAFIA that I wasn't expecting is how often they utilize the B side. I feel like for most teams, Castello, when you're playing on this map, B side is extremely underused. Most teams prefer to push the A side. You have the high ground from the garden, and it just feels like it's a side that most players tend to control, because at the same time it's so easy to watch the B flank from the stairs in the back. So I'm quite surprised that they actually pushed B most of the game. I think that's something Rain wasn't really ready for.
Yeah, I mean, usually you see more A utilization. I totally agree with you. MULLET MAFIA usually going towards the A side in the beginning, but then swapping back as soon soon as they allowed to, because that still had that mid control, and as soon as you're then catching up a rotation for the side from Rain coming in, they could still fall back. And that's really something I felt like going into the map just in particular. Rain, they didn't really have the map under control. They of course, they know how to play this game, they know what's popping, but you can see that when it's a map that they've lesser experience on, the rotations are a lot less sort of prepared, or a lot less streamlined as you would love it to see. And here in this round you can also see they're winning this round. They're getting a 5-on-3, but they basically have no control when it comes to it. They're playing far back, and the kills they're getting is when a player is open and MAFIA loses their gunfight, Rain is allowed to capitalize upon. They weren't the ones creating the opportunities themselves, so that really is something you have to look at when you're looking at this game. It definitely was not the map that Rain really liked to play.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, like you're saying, Rain, they just really weren't here, and you can even tell they were saving a lot of rounds. Like, as soon as the MAFIA just walk up, they just take a B side. They were all going back and kind of saving, and it's so different from the default that we're used to seeing on the map of Castello, because usually when we're over here, you'll kind of see a setup kind of like this on the breach side, where it's like, you know, 4 players going towards A, 2 up in garden, 2 towards main, and even if you have like these coalition players in the back on site, you know, just kind of trying to lock it down, it can be so hard for them to hold it when they have to deal with all these players. And you have this one breach sided player that can easily just anchor, watch the flank. He can cover all of this from a nice head glitch, and he doesn't have to worry about anyone at all pushing him. So that's why I'm so surprised that they actually managed to use the B side, because when you come over to the B side, there's so many more angles they have to start worrying about. You can have players playing up top, you can also have them on the cliff. We even saw them utilizing like this corner a little bit sometimes, playing around it, throwing some flashes, and obviously as well they could be over here posted up by the elbow side over here. There's just so many angles for B, and I think Rain, if they had sent a couple more players towards B, they probably could have been able to hold it down a bit easier, because only 2 players on B didn't seem to be enough. These guys, when they're pushing it over on the breach side, you could really tell, you know, they were really just spamming the site here. You know, they were giving us flashes and stuff and easily able to take this control. And especially once they actually pushed up and they were able to take this control, they had the cliff as well to utilize. Kind of not really a head glitch, but it is kind of like a lower ground spot, and I usually think when it's high ground versus low ground, the player in the lower ground is going to have an easier time winning that gunfight. So having those coalition players come up and try to contest them from the side when they have to deal with looking down and aiming down at the same time as also potentially having to deal with any breach sided players that are on site contesting them at the same time, it's so hard to do that for them. So I can definitely respect MULLET for coming out and giving us something that was kind of unexpected, because I was not prepared for them to be pushing B the entire game. That is something that really threw me off as a Castello fan.
Yeah, for every FPS game, it's I have the high ground is an advantage, but for these FPS shooters 5v5, it usually is when you're on top, you're gonna see the opponents a lot later than they're gonna see you. Your head is already poking when you obviously your eyes are a little lower, so they will see you a little bit easier than you will see them, which really is favorable in that regard. So yeah, that really is a possibility. I feel like rotations, I'm not too sure if necessarily B side was that much of a problem. I really felt like Rain's rotations in general were a little off, because you could see here the A side push that comes in, that then works, but around after that they're a little bit too long on the A side, where there's already no presence anymore, and you can clearly hear that the rotation have been made from MAFIA. Then Rain needs to respond, they need to do something, and then they're sitting there like, I'm not too sure what to do. We don't really know, and you're gonna wait, and then save, right? That's what happened multiple times. And although saving isn't a bad thing, where you're doing it consistently, because you just lose a sight due to your rotations being off, that is something that's gonna add up onto the long run, because that's not gonna be a thing that's just happening once. No, that's gonna happen multiple times. And then you're going to start losing more and more, and then saving doesn't become an option anymore, because you're going to be losing rounds. You're going to have to win them eventually.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously the saves weren't really the best thing for Rain. I know they had to do it a couple of times just when they were left in an unwinnable position, but again, like you were saying, it's based on those rotations. Like by the time they actually regroup and like think about it, it's like there's just no way they had time to actually go through everything and deal with all the corners. This round, oh my god, I actually remember this round from Fallen Knight. This was actually a crazy clutch from him on the side of Rain. I thought maybe this could have been like the beginning of the comeback, Rain winning this pistol round. Like that was actually crazy.
Yeah, I really felt like it as well. And then the second round got won. I think we're gonna have a highlight for that, or otherwise we're gonna have a highlight for, or a map recap critical moment for the next bit. Oh, this is going on. Actually, doesn't really necessarily matter. But what we do see after that coming in is Rain really looking like a team that is still pretty organized, but ultimately that just isn't really going to be too prepared when it comes to playing this particular map, as this round 14 will obviously roll by. Rain going very aggressive, very toe-to-toe with each other, and then obviously after that the round that they will pick up, and then a full by round where Fulgurant, I think, picks up a 1v3 Mantis, and that was a turnaround point, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, I mean, it literally was a turnaround point because Rain got no more rounds after that.
Yeah.
Like it was just absolutely sweeping from MFA after this point. 8-6 again. We're thinking, all right, Rain have a chance of tying this up. They're on the breach side, but no, MULLET MAFIA. Here we go. You're talking about Vulgrin, and it's a credible 1v3. We're seeing it in action here, and I can't believe Nexera lost this one. It's so unfortunate to lose the 1v3 like that. I think if they had one player in the cliffs, that was an easy win. They didn't really utilize the fact that B has so many different aisles to choose from as well. Like having a player on the cliff side would have made that the easiest win ever for Rain, but it was just a bit of a blunder on their part.
And Nexera missing the first headshot as well, right? It's very important to have a very quick reaction time. What happened there? Fulgurant turning towards the cliffs to clear it, and then spotting him out, but he had to swipe over his finger. He had to swipe over his crosshair. I was going to say mouse, but that's not something they're using. The fingers to get all the way across and eventually find that headshot. But Nexera had the angle, couldn't find it. 2 body shots, and then Fulgurant is experienced enough to swap around, get that kill, and utilize it very well. So it also comes down to a little bit of unfortunateness, but at the same time, I feel like he could have been in a better position, as you said as well, right? Playing behind the boxes, you're gonna have to make the jump down if you want to get that kill in the cliffs, and that's gonna allow time for the rotation to happen. And Jake said it's coming down to the wire. Now that we're seeing Jake going back, of course, it came down to the wire, but maybe that drop down all the way into the cliff would have been allowed to make it happen. Thank you, Mantis, again for the great analysis. And I love it again, like the default, you see it in play. You see the way the teams are approaching middle, in the way I think Castello, or the way Castello is used to be played, or you have to play it. Mid rotations cutting off with a player there playing with a head glitch on the stairs, and ultimately MFA that used that to their best of their ability. That leaves us with one more map for today, which is going to be Bureau. And of course, tomorrow, of course, a bunch of matches that are still coming, at least 2, because we're gonna have a 2-1 for either team. Doesn't matter which team it is, but Village Shore, Raid, and Canals after that still yet to come. But first, Bureau.
Bureau it is. I think we're about ready to dive on into that knife as well. So let's see who team's got the sharpest knife here.
Stab in.
Time
That's a very good way to start it. No, let's I always say let's stop the jabbing, let's get to the stabbing. So let's do so as well. Let's get the chase, let's get to it as well.
Slashing.
Yeah, to the slashing. We'll take the area, and of course on this map I feel like it's a little more what side you want to start on, because I feel like coalition side, it's a lot more coalition sided than the other maps have been. A little bit more than 50-50. So maybe starting on the coalition side, I said it before, right? You took the approach from going for later. Yet Rain picks it up now very convincingly. And I would say you're coming into that matchup from the back of a loss. You want to start off strong, and they're choosing the CT side for it as well. They're choosing for coalition. They want to start off strong because they just lost the map. They want to get some competitive in. They want to take that 2-1. They knew Castello wasn't going to be mapped. They were going to be taken. But now they're going to go into a map that they once again have to take. So let's just get a good grip. Let's get ready. Let's get your popcorn. Let's get your G Fuel. Let's get into the game.
All right, and here we are on the map of Bureau. I love this map so much. Well, Mafia Team Rain are tied 1-1 right now in this best of 7 series. This is going to be the final map of day 1. Today, this is day 1, and we'll be going to day 2 tomorrow with the final maps for the championship 2023. We're on the way here. Molten Mafia here on the... Oh, wait, I think Team Rain is on the Coalition side. Yeah, Team Rain here on the Coalition side, and Molten Mafia on the Breach.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Both lineups have stuck the same as of right now. Rain being on their Coalition side, but at the same time, no Swapperinos coming through. Again, Mosha looking to go for it on the EU server again. It looks good for Rain. Good start has been made. They're getting all the kills. And this is how you want to start that Coalition side. This is how you want to start. Coming with the back of a loss that was devastating. To pick up the pistol and get yourself into a flawless position as of right now. That's a very good grip all of a sudden taken.
Win the pistol round, you got the cash advantage and easily be able to take this next round here. Although Molten Mafia had some impressive moments in the previous map with Deagles, but I don't think they're going to be spitting the cash on that early on. They'll just be sticking with the P250s that they do have. We'll see what Team Rain decides to do. My line trying to save for something a little more expensive in the next round, potentially maybe wanting to go for that scoped AR or maybe a sniper rifle to play there inside of servers. He's definitely got his position there. It might be the U ratio he wants to try to pick up in round number 3. Malak coming in. Fallen Knight's going to be there, and Masia getting multiple kills at the full house for Team Rain. Fallen Knight with 3, Masia with 2. Masia's been playing really well. Again, I was a player we weren't sure if was going to play at all today, and has been in all 3 maps and been the top performer or in that top 3 spot.
Yeah, on the other side, Wives himself usually not going to be the player that steps up the most, at least in the fragging department. I feel like it's going to be a little interesting, of course, to see if he will if he will still attempt maybe tomorrow or something. But I've already heard some things about Rain calling for very off servers, like an Asian server that they want to potentially play in next. So that's all going to be troubles for tomorrow. That might mean Mosha's again going to be standing in, because then it doesn't really matter. Ultimately, though, MULLET Mafia looking good to pick up the first rifle buy, getting themselves into a 4v3 position. And Faultless himself, watching for the long, still going to see them all cross now. He's going to spot him, trying to run away. Shadow getting full flashed. Faultless still banging, runs away, gets back into safety. That's so well done. MULLET ready to help, and the advantageous position now turned into a tie with MULLET Mafia being boxed in.
Next era finding one, trying to go for the other, but it's Zello there, color yellow. My line, trying to stay up. Grabs the headshot. It's a 1v2 now. Shadow with the Scar makes it a 1v1. Scar v M4. Kind of the older brother versus the younger brother here of weapons. Actually switched it out for the SG here, and he's making the plant here on the B site. I think that was a good decision to go ahead and switch that Scar out. Bomb has been planted. Some extra cash being thrown over to the MULLET Mafia accounts now. Faultless knows what he has to do. He's looking to see if he can find something better than that M4, and he has found an SG on the floor. Players are really, when you look at HP and armor wise, basically equal here. It's just going to come down to who lands that first couple of shots. Pre-fire from Shadow, trying to cause a little bit of fear in Faultless, and he's able to find him. Head game won by Shadow, and it's 2-1. MULLET Mafia trails by 1 here.
Just like that. First one being found here for the side of MULLET Mafia. Shadow, again, if you can call one person somewhat the impact MVP, it would be him. Maybe not necessarily always with the fragging department, but impact-wise, he has been a difference maker. Definitely a great addition towards that MULLET Mafia team. And Rain put back on pistols, so potentially looking at a tighter position here, Jake, pretty soon. Fallen Knight rocking the Eagle, multiple plays running into the middle. Mosha find the first, looking for more, but the Eagle gets a tab and breaks the armor. Helping out will be next Sarah, and they might just shut them down. The swings are coming in towards the mid-side. Cello allowed to stabilize, finding 2. That's so unfortunate. You had a double man advantage. You pick up the weapons, you run away. Yet now you're making it all tight, but tight with 2 weapons in their pockets as well, in their back pockets. This could still be huge.
Yeah, only thing Masia and Naxera, no armor to work with, definitely very, very weak. But a minute here on the clock, 3 versus 3 though. Rain still could take this. The bomb is down there, which means they're gonna have to push up to try to get the bomb to plant it. They're slowly working their way up Tree Hall here. Flash is coming in. They're trying to avoid it. Ooh, quick trade. Naxera with the 3K. And Team Rain somehow is able to win that. Reminding me of Evil Vision right there with the Deagle plays and then picking up the weapons off the ground after a little shopping spree. Naxera, over 100 maps to his name, hailing from the country of Turkey. Incredibly well played there.
Yeah, and a fun fact, we're playing on Turkey servers right now, so it really is a great thing with him now rocking that beautiful ping to his advantage. 6-in-1, he really is a great player. And helping the team once more to build up a little bit more. Fallen Knight dropping by Xello, jumping in. About to run in is Naxera. He's going to try to go for more. Tries to line him up. Naxera taking 2 again. Goes for a third through the smoke. It just doesn't matter. Naxera's on his home turf and he's once again just mowing them down. All down to Star. The Deagle going to do lots of work, yet not too much heavy lifting getting accomplished ultimately, as MyLight will be allowed to take the final piece, picks up his favorite weapon in the game in the SG, and that's how you're going to be taking yourself a big leading position here, Jake. This is 4-1, and that's all of the back with this pistol round being won, and just like that, MULLET Mafia putting back in a very rough position with their economy, but also with the rounds they've lost in general. Losing this round, back to somewhat of an anti-eco, and you're going to have Rain rocking a 6-1 scoreline already.
Ray's looking phenomenal. Oh, Mossy already starting out. Zello's going to drop down faultless and doubles up here. Try to prevent that 6-1 scoreline from coming in. So 3v3 here on the body count board. Fallen Knight is there. There's shots going absolutely everywhere. A little duel going on here in B long right now. Bomb is going to be picked up there by Zello. Do you make the rotation over to A or not? It doesn't look like they're going to do so. They're going to stick here B and see what they can get done. If they're not careful, they will give themselves away walking down the hall here.
Trying to walk in a little faster. I'm not too sure if that's the name of the game necessarily. Still a swing. Yeah, but there's also a swing there coming in from Fallen Knight, although he falls from HQ. Still having to be careful. Naxera dropping 1, leaving it all down to the 1v1. And if you know one player that can do it, would potentially be MyLight rocking that 1v1. But again, Shadow, so impactful. We've talked about him many times. And will you expect HQ as one of the positions? You might not. He's going to be ducking around. Now turning his back, and that's not the case. It's not the play. MyLight wins it and puts his team on a 5-1 lead. So important to find. Bomb will get planted. So buy from MULLET Mafia coming in nevertheless. But Rain, they get ahead even more in this particular map.
There you go. Potentially that 6-1 scoreline coming in here.
Yeah, it really is a good position for the side of Rain. Really looking like the team, again, like on every single map besides obviously the map of Castello, they probably look like the best in the world right now, at least in this World Championship. I think that's probably undeniable. Yeah, and MULLET Mafia have shown us that even on the map of Port, they can get it close and even had the opportunity to win it all. It all came down to those 2 final rounds, so that's something you want to see on Bureau as well. Otherwise, that statement will still stand quite nicely. And MyLight will try to spray, yet false. Push comes through from MULLET Mafia into Intel. Naxera is here, still arrived. He's found multiple kills when it comes to the rounds now. Getting flashed away, and beautiful actually from MULLET Mafia. It works in sync, and they take A side.
Trying to here. One player left alive. Faultless. They should easily be able to plant now and hunt him down. Maybe pick up a kill or 2 before he goes ahead and gets sent back to spawn. MULLET Mafia, I think, really, at minimum, needs 3. Anything better than that is just icing on the cake. Because as you mentioned, it is... Oh, here's this moment. Shadow, man. Great centering. Quickly picks up Naxera there. And unfortunately, just turned away in that last moment. It wasn't able to pick up the kill there on my line. But again, as you mentioned right before the game started, you know, this is more of a traditionally sided map with the Coalition just having a bigger advantage than, say, Port or Castello. So, if they can just get 1 more point there on the board, anything extra, I think, is icing on the cake, and they'll be poised well on the flip. Rain needs to try to get that, get as many points as they possibly can here, because they will be playing on that breach side, going into the flip, putting that potentially bigger disadvantage.
Yeah, you saw on Port also. The breach side not necessarily looking too good for both teams on the map of Castello, although I don't feel like it's too much to say of it necessarily. It's also a map that Rain themselves had little less of a great performance on. And although I still felt like that was going to be the case, Fulgurant will line up too to start things off. SG really working its wonders once more. Fallen Knight has arrived. There's 3 players now into middle, all trying to hold on to intel, yet might even look like a flawless round start. Taking out Fallen Knight, just a run through the smoke will come through. Moshe trying to line him up. He takes 2. Still all that's left though. Weapon turned out into a knife, and Fulgurant, that had an SG lined up into him, takes the kill and puts up 3 for MULLET MAFIA.
That's what they needed. Anything else I think is really just icing on the cake here on the breach side for MULLET MAFIA. Team Rain, Fallen Knight having to pick up an M4 here, faultless, and it looks like Gamesir is just going to be on a deagle here. Coming up with whatever they can. A lot of cash here in the bank for MULLET MAFIA. Getting that bomb planted to help them, as well as winning those rounds. But pre-fire coming through the smoke. Trades coming in. It looks like they're going to be about wrapping around. Big play there from MULLET MAFIA. Malik and Star getting kills respectively, and it's all up to Gamesir and my line to try to defend this bomb site. That bomb is planted now. They have to work on the retake. Oh, Gamesir getting spotted out, and now it's all up to my line here. You got the AUG. I think you got to try to save. They will have that loss bonus coming in, but you'd really take that AUG into the next round. MULLET MAFIA about to cut it to only a 1-point difference here.
Yeah, really they're playing good critical ops as it looks like now. Taking some economy advantages as well, and Rain potentially put back quite low. I'm not too sure how much they will have going forward, but they fully invested into this round, so losing it will definitely not help even a slight bit. No, look at it. M4, at least on Gamesir, but the rest rocking the Eagles. And then you can already be on 5, which you said, like, everything above 3 is just icing on the cake. And MULLET MAFIA is making the cake a whole lot sweeter. It's making the cake a whole lot nicer right now. Just set yourself up incredibly well for that next particular half to come in, which are definitely going to be favored. Rain played the map a lot, so they're still going to be aware, so definitely aren't done yet. But I would have to be honest though, if MULLET MAFIA can pick this one up 7-5, we're obviously looking at a very good advantage position for them. Fulgurant runs in, he's always going for the entries, yet Malik helps him now to do so. Faultless, looking for his first kill, gets it, while jumping around the corner. It's a kill he finds, and the Eagles have looked good for Rain, so is it possible again to utilize it? Mylon up close, Shadow hurts the cross, and he's not going to be seen, so if Fallen Knight ends this, there could still be a chance. Yeah, Myline still went unknown, crossing back, and now the advantage fully solidified, and probably not going to be a chance to redeem it anymore. Malik's stuck in the middle, but running into intel. Shadow is there, lining up 2. And now Myline starts running in, but will also fall. Shadow again with a triple, and now leading the team as well in the killing department. It's 5-5, it's all tied.
Absolutely phenomenal here by MULLET MAFIA, bringing it back to the tied scoreline here. Here is Shadow once again. Potentially so far has been the MVP for MULLET MAFIA today. Just in so many moments in map 1, map 2, and map 3 now.
Pretty great. See if he can look even better across the board. MULLET MAFIA running fast towards the B side. Fallen Knight not allowed to get a singular frag to start things off, and they will run in fast towards B. Gamesir has conceded it. They're gonna go and try and work their way around Vent, and even though the site is not under their belts, they can still fight back, and they can still get some juicy amount of frags. It's 3 kills in total, make it 4. Cello trying to plant, but probably not gonna go for it anymore, as he knows he's been swarmed around. He's getting sandwiched, and there we have it. Rain finding 6. Will it be enough, as MULLET MAFIA will still have a complete full buy coming ahead? Still a very good chance for them to end this in a 6-6. It will be very important. And here's some statistics, of course. Faultless hasn't been able to rock the ratio just yet. And I feel like he's not going to go for it anymore as well on that breach side. I feel like you would rather have it on the coalition. I feel like he's led away from it a little bit. Maybe it could have made a difference.
Either way this ends, MULLET MAFIA's did a phenomenal job on the breach. I mean, Rain's in a tough spot.
Yeah. Rain really is, and 6-6 is very doable with all the SCs still in play. Very powerful weapons to use. And Shadow will find the opener. Player seen back. Oh, Malik falling down and taking out Fallen Knight in the process. They're running into B. Mosya's still here, but he's only allowed to deal with some armor, making it still a double. That's great for Mosya. He's still on the side, running back now. The bomb will go down. Faultless repping around. But ultimately, Rain still having a pretty good position for the retake. There comes Faultless taking down Vulgrant. Mosya coming in to fall away to the side of Xello. Faultless and Myline joining back, joining forces. They've been together for so long, yet Myline is trying to accelerate it one more time. Gets the headshot. Myline stepping up exactly what he needs to. Ukrainian superstar doing it again for the team of Rain. And they will win the half 7-5. They were in a top spot, but I would say that's been stabilized now.
Rain needed it. They needed to be up going into the flip, and they really need this pistol round here to try to extend that lead even more. They gotta have something big planned here on the breach side. I'm curious to see what they decide to do. There's a fast A rush. It's looking like that's gonna be the case. Moving down Banana here. Several players heading over towards B. They should hear them though. Moving down inside of Banana. Player number 4 here, Star, will be able to get the valuable information, sees them there, and the rotation should start to slowly come in. 2 players have crept up through Tree Hall there. You can see them there. Some shots being fired, a couple tags, but nothing big just yet. Rain is opening it up. Masya in line, they're getting kills. Zello's going to drop down Masya. Pushing in towards this A site. Only 1 player there to work with it, and no kills coming in for Star as he gets dropped, and that bomb will be planted here by Team Rain. That's exactly what they needed to do. Vulgrant trying to find Faultless back here, but they're going to go ahead and move back into server. Extra cash being brought in towards Team Rain. They need everything they can get here. We'll do here, Zello and Fallen Knight. Fallen Knight ultimately going to win, and Xera going to drop down Vulgrant, and there it is. Rain extending their lead back to 3, and they should be able to take this round to number 14 here, putting their lead back up to 4. They needed that. SG coming in from Xera, and some AKs for the rest of the crew here.
Yeah, main space, getting things going. Rain up ahead here big time with that 8-5. It is really looking good, Jake. And this is exactly what they were looking for, right? Probably 2 rounds in a row that they will find, and from that point onward, you're gonna have a 4-round lead, which is pretty doable to work with on the breach side. Rain knowing what they're capable of doing, rocking with a Myline on an SG himself. It's really is just a weapon, and SG is a weapon, but Myline then becomes a very big weapon as well. Allowed to take consistent 2-3 Ks bare minimum. Rain have taken full control over B, is also going to move their way around Lone Star. Try to accelerate in. Yeah, Fallen Knight takes down Melik, and that was the cue for Star to push. Fortunately not able to do anything. Fulgur's still trying to hold over towards the vent, breaks the armor, gets the kill. Now starting to get pushed, and after that, Xello is all that remains. Mosya's down low, so he might still do it. Xello looking for the final kill. Nexera's around the corner. It's down to a 1v1. Oh, Nexera winning the round, stepping up. Again, making it happen on his own server. But Rain looking so incredibly unstable in that particular round.
Yeah, even on an eco, bringing it down to a 1v1 there. Mullet Mafia. Now having some cash to work with, have invested it properly into their weaponry. We'll set up here on the bomb sites and work on having a phenomenal defense here. Zello's the first to open it up, finds Fallen Knight, looking to see if anybody else is foolish enough to peek him. He's have to back up into some cover and pop the reload. Melik coming down, see if anybody is there. Tries the wall bang, not coming up with it. Ooh, Star getting a little aggressive, and Masya is going to make him pay for it. Some util being picked up. Masya backing up here through B long, very low HP. Rain trying to decide where they want to go with this bomb. I'm getting the feeling they might try A now. Working their way out of here, trying not to give their positioning away with their footsteps, moving very slow. 2 players have moved down here into Banana. Zello is set up accordingly. Mullet Mafia, I think, has a good idea of what is going to happen here. You can see Zello, and the shadow is right behind him. I think they're spaced out enough that they shouldn't be pick up any feeds. Ooh, couple kills, but traded out there. 2v2 now. They're moving around here towards this bomb site. Rain wants to get the bomb planted for that cash. Faultless has moved in, jumped across, and will drop behind the servers to plant. My line with the excellent kill, putting Malik in his 1v2 now. Pops around. Oh, he saw him. Tries a couple shots. I don't think he realized his positioning. Faultless staying disciplined and moving up. Gonna try to sandwich him. Malik knows the situation he's in, comes back and catches him off guard. Still somewhat flashed. Now down to this 1 versus 1. And my line is able to win it. Team Rain making your heart beat there.
That is so important to find as well, because this eco round, and you might think, what is the point in it? Rain won it. One player surviving meant that Rain had barely any cash going into the next round. They still won it. That's true. But themselves, obviously, if they would have lost that round, they would have been down to just pistols. And now, with Rain winning all the rounds in a row now, they're only 3 rounds away from going ahead to the 2-1 scoreline. And Rain is just three rounds away from being a map ahead once more in the World Championship Grand Finals. $25,000 on the line in this particular tournament. And of course, there's just the prowess of, I'm the best in this game. I'm the best in this freaking game. I mean, that's great to say. Winning a major. Winning in this situation a World Championship. It's what you came for. What you're dreaming of. And that's exactly what Rain wants to do again. And now they're setting themselves up incredibly nicely to at least make an advantageous position, come in again with that 2-1 lurking around the corner. Just need to win 3 more rounds in a row and going B, they will try. This has been the same Rain as we saw on the map of Port, ticking towards that top side, going towards the B side this time, and obviously utilizing the vent, but also having an opportunity to run all the way back to middle in case it's needed, but ultimately just running through as soon as the flashes are blowing, and they're fully blinded. Nexera will line up 2, he starts to pop up, the entry fragger put to use, and again, allowed to do so successfully, making it 3, Fallen Knight planting, Mylan helping, and everyone will hit the deck. Kill per kill coming in, and it's Shadow that tries to swing, Shadow that tries to hold back in, not gonna find it. It's Rain that moves up to 11, and are now 2 rounds away, Jake, from winning this map and putting themselves 2-1 ahead in this best of 7.
2 rounds away. Mullet Mafia, what are you gonna do here? Last year, at this point in day 1, it was Evil Vision who ended up winning. Day 1, they led 2-1. Team Rain was down coming up into it. So Team Rain is positioning themselves to be in the lead here this year. But again, you can't count Mullet Mafia out. Again, Team Rain was down last year. They were able to come back and win in day number 2. That's the cool thing about having a day separating, is you are able to come back in and work on some things, reset, get some more G Fuel in your system. Trades coming in big here on the B side, down to a 3v2. Fallen Knight staying alive, able to find player Zello there. Shadow knows the positioning, might be able to. Oh, I think he heard him. Star finding Fallen Knight, waiting for teammate to come in, help him out. Now down to his 1v2. Nexera, low HP, no armor to work with. A minute here on the clock. Mullet Mafia looking to try to put the first point on the board since the flip. Just waiting for that bomb to be picked up.
Speaking of a player that has had some G Fuel, Nexera being one of them, 20 in 10, as he tries to make it a little bit better.
What are you gonna do here, buddy? Oh! Shadow just got the better positioning. That's the first point there for Mullet Mafia since the flip. Loss bonus resetting. Both these teams very similar cash to work with here.
Yeah. Rain now having the problem of only receiving 2,000 after this. They just received 1,000 because they were the ones winning everything. Now, you have to be careful, because sure, you're going to have a buy going forward into the next round as you're playing an eco now, but after that, not the case anymore, and Mafia can start stringing up a few rounds back-to-back. And just with the Eagles, of course, we know it's going to be in the favor for Mafia. We've seen Rain do some great stuff when it comes to playing with these pistols, but ultimately, not going to be the case, and that's what we're looking at. Vilgrand dying still after getting 1 kill. Star helping. Nexera picks up an M4. Still going to use it. 22 and 10, still rocking a 10 KD as he tries to make it a little better. Could still do so. His armor. He has a chance. Nexera, can he do it again? He's been the entry fragger for the entirety of the game, but the fact that he's rocking a big score just shows how his aggression is not only utilized in space his team has gotten, but also in the way it just works in general. the way he is himself feeling in this particular game, looking for the frag. 12 HP remaining, swings on top of Shadow. He's still allowed to find him. And MULLET Mafia will put themselves back up to 7. A buy will come in for Rain, but be careful for what's about to come. Be careful for the storm of MULLET Mafia that's coming in.
Yeah, once MULLET Mafia gets a little bit of momentum here, starts figuring out how to play this map. I think it was 8 times played by MULLET Mafia in tournament settings, and it was 28 times played by Rain, if I'm unmistaken. So I think Rain in the second half here has been really utilizing the extra experience they have on this map. But again, once MULLET Mafia gets set, starts figuring out the way they play, they might be able to close the gap here. If you're going to start the comeback, you need to start now at 11 and not at match point. That way you at least have one potential screw up. Fallen Knight, the first time the ratio has been pulled out. Gotta watch this guy. Had some amazing plays last year in Worlds 2022. Masia on Deagle 2, as well as Faultless. Broken buy from them might just work out.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what they've opted to go for this round. I think they're hoping for a bomb plant and looking for some cash. But as you said, 28 matches played for Rain, 20 of them being won. So Rain have also more experience of losing it in particular, right? For the side from MULLET Mafia, 7 out of 8 wins. They really only have experience winning, right? And when they have actually a team fighting against them in a great succession, how are you going to approach it? How are you going to adapt? It usually is a problem for MULLET Mafia when everything goes right, when things go wrong. How are you going to be adapting on it? How are you going to stabilize? We'll have to see how they're going to do so, because now they have to hold. Shadow swinging, Star helping, and a shutdown, mate. Look at that. That's how you do it. Just mow them down.
Mr. Star coming in with a quad feed right there. In-game leader, total of 140 maps played with a 69% win rate. Has it been having the best first day so far, but definitely shining bright there in that moment in round number 19. Closing the gap Rain had created now to only 3. Rain really having to be careful here with their economy. They will be having those loss bonuses coming in, but they're not able to get that bomb planted for that extra cash. Here on a big eco round, playing with all Deagles, and Vulgrid and Star cleaning up already. Zello's in the kill feed, and it's going to be 9-11 here.
Could be. Gonna be allowed to find it. 9-11 on the board with the MULLET Mafia looking at behind. Rain up 11 to 9 in this game. It really is a very nice scoreline in the favor of Rain, obviously. We'll have right now on the board, because of the side MULLET Mafia, it's once again getting so close, and that is the reason why this scoreline considered a pretty cool one, because winning 2 for Rain is going to be enough. Winning 1, and they might put MULLET Mafia down into the graves. They're going to be a match point at the same time. If MULLET Mafia does it, they're going to get themselves double digits, and we're potentially going to have a good script of going all the way towards a 13 or a final 25th round. We haven't seen that yet today, but Rain doesn't want it either. They want to end it right here, right now. Fallen Knight still dying. Vulgrid running in to find Faultless, and the hold is here once more. MULLET Mafia able to defend the site so incredibly well. So again, Vulgrid running in for more. He's been aggressive. It's worked out for him in the past, and the M4 will line him up. M4 will get them both. There goes the bomb, and Xer will once again have to find an incredible clutch. It is a 1v4 this time with the SG in hand. Barely any time remaining, and he will be taken down. So that's MULLET Mafia going to put themselves up to 10-11. And as I said before, this is really sweet, because now MULLET Mafia is 1 round away from tying things up, and the economy for themselves is also still good. So it really just comes down to who plays those rifle buys the best, because we'll have rifle buys for the remaining rounds of this game.
Yeah, especially for MULLET Mafia, because if you win this for Team Rain here, if you don't get the bomb planted, depending on how many players get dropped, it's going to be the economy Rain is really fighting against on top of MULLET Mafia. MULLET Mafia have plenty of cash in the bank. Even if a loss comes in, they'll have plenty of cash to buy here. Rain really is going to have to play their economy carefully here. Round number 22, will Rain keep their lead, or is it going to be tied by MULLET Mafia? Star is the first to strike, opening up on Xera. MULLET coming out, trying to duel their B long, makes the wise decision to move on out of there. No reason to keep pushing that. Vulgrid comes out, but loses the gunfight to Masia. Shadow low HP, but still able to hang strong. 2 kills to his name, with the AUG in his hand, looking for the 3rd. But MyLion's going to catch him there. 2v3 body count advantage is in favor of Mullet Mafia right now. 55 seconds on the clock. And MAFIA, oh man, he's just wreaking havoc over here alone on this B site. Bomb is trying to figure out where it wants to go. Coming down Tree Hall and should enter here. Still a little bit of HP to work with and some armor on the side of MAFIA. MyLine gonna get in here and plant this bomb. They need the cash.
Bomb has been planted.
You need to try to hold on those SGs as well if you're Team Rain. Again, economy is gonna be the big thing for them here. I think he saw Zello.
I think so too. Repositioning back to the side, Star running in the smoke. This is gonna come down to the final few seconds.
Pros don't fake. He's defusing, you gotta stop it. Zello stops. Oh!
Is that time? I think there is
time. It's gonna be close. He's got it. Mullet Mafia. Wow.
What a round. The fact that it's almost a defuse, you think you have it, they're already screaming, they're already cheering, and then the final kill still needs to come in. The voice chats must be ridiculous. Rain cheering because they've just won it, but they have not. And this is what it means to them. 11-11, you can see the record that these teams have had against each other. Mullet Mafia first winning, then there was a victory, but then Rain winning once, Mullet Mafia winning twice, and again, Mullet Mafia might just do it on Bureau. This is, once again, back to your servers, a map you would say Rain has an advantage on with the experience, but Mullet Mafia is 2 rounds away from doing it. They're 2 rounds away from putting themselves ahead, and they might still be in the running. World champion big time as Star tries to find the opener, goes a little bit aggressive. It's Xero to get the opener himself. A little bit quiet over the long course of the last few rounds, although he's still so incredibly well performing in this particular map. 5v4 has been found, so Rain rocking the advantage in mid-aggression that will come in. And in this situation, I love that Star still went for a peek. I love that Star didn't go for like very soft play, you know. Obviously, you're gonna be in a situation where the hype is up, but at the same time, you're fully under pressure, right? You know, there's only one round, and one mistake can cause it. But Star tries to find it. Star tried to look for it and could find it. Malik with 2 and responding towards the mid side, towards Intel. Shadow jiggling towards the A side where Malik, or where MyLine is. Player joining is Mosha as Nexera gets taken away. The swing's still there. Shadow. Footy Fling's gonna get his vision back soon. Vulgran trying to peek of the contact of Shadow that he's getting, but as 3 players arrive. Cello is gonna try to do exactly the same. He falls. Shadow not there to help. Still on the side. Shadow trying to hold, gets the headshot. Again, he's needed to step up. At the moment, it's impactful. And then it's known for Shadow to do so, but Mosha as well can do so himself. Swapping around the box, reloading back in. A new clip. New bullets to utilize. And 10 seconds left, he has to go. Vulgran full swing. What a Mafia. The first one to get to map point. And they might still do it.
Comeback this will be. Mullet Mafia has won 7 straight here. Looking to take it to 8 and close out with a W. In map number 3, if they're able to do it, they will be up 2-1 in this best of 7 series. Be a phenomenal spot to be sitting coming into day number 2. Team Rain looked like they had everything in the bag. It was 11-5.
Yeah,
what are you gonna do here, Rain?
In a row, it's really rough. It's the aggression that the coalition side has thrown in, and Malik mainly. He's gonna go for the peak. Malik, does he expect around the corner? No, he does not. Faultless finds him, and this might be the beginning of a 12-12.
Maybe that'd be a way to end the day today. Round number 25. Vulgran coming up, sees Nexera trying to land some shots. He's tagged, and he's gonna win that gunfight. Oh, Rain coming in. 2 players left alive here from Mullet Mafia. Bomb is going down. They need the cash here, and they need to try to keep as many players alive. No matter what happens for Mullet Mafia, we'll have enough to go ahead and buy. Armor breaking, MAFIA going down to the hands of Shadow, but a quick trade coming in from MyLine. It's all coming down here to Zello. 35 HP. It's going to be basically impossible to win that. I think he's making the wise decision to go ahead and rotate on in here and try to stay alive, keeping that AUG. It's round number 25 here, folks. It's 12-12. The win streak has been broken by Team Rain. Oh boy.
And the alarm here, and it's definitely for the pressure situation. Yeah, it's really fitting. You're not allowed to cross, you're not allowed to get out. No, you're gonna have to stay here. And just imagine how much pressure there's on these players. You're playing to be the #1 in the world in your favorite video game. And you're just gonna be one round away from potentially losing the lead or getting the game in your favor and be in the lead going into day 2. A 2-1 in the favor is so incredibly huge. If Rain can do it, it would be the first time, right? Previously, they were 1-2 down, still managing to find it. On day 2, they were strong. Yet are they strong this time? Or are they going to have to fight back again from a 1-2 position? Myline drop in. An impactful player falling. Xera trying to recover. But he's moving in from the B long, trying to push through the smoke. Allowed to see them cross both. As Faultless is in middle. Running through the smoke himself. Cello has stabilized this game, not being able to grab the frag in this particular round, but Vilgrant will try. He's running through, gets Xera, tries to get his vision. Vilgrant shutting it down. His fallen knight dropping his armor, and out dropped as well. MULLET Mafia are 1 kill away from taking it, and they will do it. They're gonna move it to day 2 with a map advantage. They're 2-1 up, and the pressure was on. Yet MULLET Mafia plays the aggressive style they've always gone for, and it works out marvelously. As they're the ones finding 13. Xera might break up 25 frags, yet it's not enough. As MFA will go into day 2 with a map advantage.
Absolutely incredible. MULLET Mafia, at one point during the flip, after a little win streak by Team Rain, was down by 7. They made the comeback. Excuse me, down by 6. My math's slightly off. Yeah, 3rd grade was hard. They made the comeback, folks. Absolutely incredible there. Shadow, Zello, and really Star. Again, Star hadn't really shined that much in the first couple of maps, but had some crucial moments there right towards the end that helped his team secure some rounds at the end of this map number 3. Wow.
Yeah.
Almost at a loss for words.
Yeah, and the thing I'm looking at as well, I mean, we can see on the scoreboard right now, because Faultless left a little early, and probably the reason why he left early is pretty clear, as he obviously had himself a 7 in 20 scoreline. That wasn't the best performance from him, and I'm not too sure what happened. He probably was a little tired as well from having so much excitement, and I gotta be honest, that first map he fragged out so much. He like kind of overdid himself. We didn't see that coming, so maybe we expected a little more from him going in. Now that his pressure has been relieved as an IGL, of course, with the coach more or less coming in. Maybe he had to go back to IGLing himself. I don't know what happened, but ultimately, though, Rain loses and MULLET Mafia is going into day 2 with that advantage. This will be the scoreline where we're obviously ending with for today. So still a lot of action, of course, happening tomorrow, but let's bring back Mentis for it to break it down and get the final statements in, of course, because we're still going to have a game of, or a full day of a Critical Ops action right there and then. But of course, it was the full 25 maps, Mentis. What did you think of this series? Because I feel like what you're seeing right now, I mean, you've said Port was insane. Castello was very nice as well as to see as an addition. This one was probably even more insane. I don't know what word would you name this one?
Dude, honestly, I don't even know how to describe it with a few words, but I just got to give props to MFA for pulling off first just today the reverse sweep. I mean, first of all, what an amazing comeback that they just had on the map of Vero. I mean, like you were saying, down what, like 11-6 or something, or 11-5. I mean, they were just like, I thought it was over. I thought Rain were going to day 2, and then all of a sudden they just come in with this amazing comeback. It was awesome to watch them compete and just really sort of build up together and adapt on that coalition side. It kind of just comes to show that, you know, sometimes the most important part of the game is closing it out. When you got those 1 or 2 rounds left, you got to make it happen.
Yeah, and still for the people at home watching right now, view awards are once again up. Of course, you can click the button one more time, go to the site and everything, and claim yourself those lovely rewards that will be handed out after the grand final, obviously. That will be a few days after that. We'll get it, played.mobileesports.org/app/world/2023, where you will see all these rewards being won, of course. But it does mean, Mantis and Jake, that we're going to be 2-1 ahead, of course, for maybe a little bit of talking about what we expect from day 2 yet to come, right? I feel like an easy answer would be a lot of great action, but what do we feel like is going to be happening when it comes to these other maps that we're still going to see? Because there's some crazy ones in there as well. We're starting off the day with Village and Soar, for example. Yeah. That's going to be interesting to start off with such wild maps again, like Castello. It can be a map, I can say, where once again, it's going to see very one-sided matches. But who do you guys feel like is then going to be the difference maker? Is it going to be Rain, considering they're still the ones looking incredible? Or what is going to be happening, you feel like?
If I had to give my honest opinion, I think Village is going to be the most important map tomorrow, right? because we're coming in to day number 2. If Rain are adequately prepared for Village, and they have some time tonight to prepare as well, if they're adequately prepared for Village and they are more prepared for it than MULLET Mafia, they can bring themselves back on track. Versus MULLET Mafia winning will put them at 3-1, and it's going to be really difficult for Rain to come back from there. Rain absolutely have to make this 2-2. If they make it 3-1, it just became so much more difficult. Soar as well, not a super popular map. However, Rain have had a lot of good success on it, so I actually believe in them to be able to do well. I'm not 100% sure about MULLET Mafia's track record on the map, but I know Rain can do good on Soar when they need to. So I think Village is a really important map at the beginning. If Rain can pull it off, then I think they still have a chance in the Worlds coming up tomorrow, because otherwise, I don't know, man. I think MULLET Mafia are going to be our world champions.
Yeah, I agree. I think that Village map is going to be very, very important. Because like you said, if MULLET Mafia comes in and wins, you're up by 2. You are in a phenomenal spot. All you have to do is then win Soar, and well, that's all she wrote there. The advantage to having the 2-day here is the fact that you can go ahead, take a break. And we saw this last year again. Evil Vision was up 2-1, and some people said, if they kept playing, EV would have just won outright. But having that extra day to go ahead and sit back and look and see what you did wrong, look at what MULLET Mafia, or in that case EV, was doing now, in this case MULLET Mafia, see what they can adjust on and prepare for the next day, and just kind of give yourself a little moment to breathe, can really, really help out. It's like an extended tactical pause. Instead of 24 seconds, you go ahead and get yourself 24 hours, which I think will really help Team Rain. Village, I think you'll see more of the longer range weapons coming into play, maybe giving Fallen Knight some more opportunity to shine on that sniper rifle. We saw him pull it out once. Nothing really happened. It was kind of just a wild card play to see what happened. He had some cash, and everybody else wanted some deagles. But I think you might see some more scoped weapons coming in on Village, which I think will help Team Rain out a little bit more. Overall, though, MULLET Mafia showed they can play. They can play against Rain. They're obviously in previous matchups up. What was it? Rain has won once versus the 4 times, so you got a lot of experience here. There's also maybe a chip on your shoulder coming in for Team Rain. So a little bit of the mind game being played as well, where once again you're down to MULLET Mafia, and how that can be frustrating.
And in their defense, one more time, Rick, I had myself technical issues, so I couldn't respond to what Ben wanted to said about it. The Village being very important, and I totally agree on that. I feel like it's going to be important mainly for MULLET Mafia, because I don't feel like if Rain loses it, Soar and Raid, I feel like, and obviously we can have a little talk about that for just a little bit, but I feel like Rain has not lost a single map on Soar yet in all of their play. They've won it 9 times. They've played it 9 times. They're incredible when it comes to Soar. I talked with Nexera, of course, in interviews as well. We asked about the newer maps. I mean, Soar is one of the newest maps, but they're feeling very comfortable on the map of Soar. Then going into Raid, this particular World Championship, winning it on NA servers only. They're from EU. They're constantly winning it on EU and NA servers against teams as Merciless as well, which have played very good on the map of Raid when it comes to, for example, the Americas scene as well. So I really feel like it is a must-win for the side from MULLET Mafia to compete. If you don't win that map, maybe you're going to be 4-2 losing still. It really is a possibility. We're looking at Bureau still being one of the strongest maps going in for the side from MULLET Mafia. There's no denying. And the fact that they had 88% win rate now will make that an 8 out of 1. So that means entering the 90% stages. They're very good at Bureau for a reason, and they've shown that today on the Coalition side as well. It was a struggle. Rain's still getting very close, so I feel like Village is a must-win, as that's still a little bit of a 50-50 for both teams. Whereas then Soar and Raid will be Rain's department again, so you're gonna have to go to Canals to try and beat it, or hunt it out on one of the maps where you're obviously not going to be in the advantage. That's going to be MULLET Mafia's decision or chance for tomorrow. I don't know if you guys agree on that, or we can talk about it for a little bit.
I definitely agree with you about that. I think, yeah, Soar and Raid most likely are going to reign, in my opinion, just because of how good they are on those maps. Village is definitely going to be a super important map. I know Study kind of brought this up a little bit, but yeah, I really want to see the scoped weapons pulled out. I was a little disappointed that we didn't see it as often today, you know? Like, I feel like EU are the region that like to rock those snipers a lot, and I didn't really get to see it at all. Again, we didn't really have maps that favor them much. Costello, you can use it, but you know, coming in Village definitely can be a map where it's utilized. Soar as well, it can be utilized. I guess it kind of depends on the playstyle. Canal's 100% if we go the full distance there. But I fully believe that if Rain pull off Village, they have a chance to just straight up 4-2 it here.
Yeah.
I want to circle back to Raid for just a second. Jesse, you mentioned that Team Rain has won 3 times on NA servers, and we go back to Costello here. I was talking about kind of experimenting with how they were going to play. They played on a North American server. They're on Costello. I don't think that was a map they were. I mean, obviously you want to win, but I don't think they were necessarily expecting to win it. They played on the NA servers, saw they played out. You go ahead and not only are you going to be playing on Raid, which is a map that favors them, but you could throw that wild card in of playing on the NA servers. They've done well on it. Now you got a couple other players that are playing on the NA servers, lower ping. That really could be a strong map with a couple surprise moments or surprise things that they could pull out there against Mullet Mafia. That experimental map of Costello might really come into play on Raid.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. On the other hand, though, to get into mainly the defense from the side from Mullet Mafia, I would opt to choose maybe not to put in the NA server, because Raid is a map that is very attacking sided, and what we saw happening multiple times is it was actually favoring the team of Rain to go on NA servers on the map of Raid, because the way ping works for people at home, of course, when you're holding an angle, you will register the players at the amount of ping later than they will register you. So when you're swinging, when you're peeking yourself, you have an advantage over the opposite team because your ping is a lot higher. When you're holding angles, it's obviously rough, but Raid is known to be an attacking sided map. So maybe you want to play on the similar ping to have that advantage, maybe pull in a wives to play on the similar ping, because I feel like when you're going to be playing and trying to have the lower ping on 2 of the players, you're obviously going to have the main players having the best of ping, but the others to have an advantage as well when it comes into playing, right? So maybe you would rather want to have that Mosya as a wildcard. He's the one swinging everything. He's the one just throwing everything at them, and then have the rest of the players playing in ahead. But I feel like it's something they can experiment with, maybe play later today a little bit more, or I mean, when they have the opportunity for it, when they're winning Village, when they're winning Soar, you could try it. I mean, what is the need of not to try, right? What is the need of not going for it?
Either way, there's several things that they can do there to try to catch a Mullet Mafia off guard. I think they're well set for Raid, but they got to make it there. They got to make it there first.
Yeah. That's hard, because Mullet Mafia, Mantis have been playing very good today.
They did play very amazing today. It's all going to come down to how well they can do tomorrow. We've got 4 maps potentially coming up tomorrow if this does go the full distance: Village, Soar, Raid, and Canals. We're going to be getting into that with the stream tomorrow, starting at the same time as today. Make sure you guys are staying tuned for that one, because this is day 1 of the grand finals. We still have day 2 coming up. So we'll be seeing you guys with the next stream.
Fold is coming through the maze now. Malik is going to be there. Shots opening up. Line finding him. Falling, putting on Shadow. Stars in the hand with the Deagle, trying to double up. It's a 3v2 now. Only 1 player left alive for Team Rain. He's still alive. He's dropping players. He's able to find 2, but Star finally puts him out of his...
That Mullet Mafia that have taken A, but are kind of stuck in there. And Rain have full control over it. Now flashing their way in. Here they come.
Bomb slowly ticking down. 2v1. Malik, last player alive. Couple shots being fired. He sees a player jump on top.
A chance for Faultless to start walking in. The jump up on the box will be made. He's going to fight the kill. It's going to be 1v1. Myline jumping across with a wallbang. How is that possible? How does Myline read it? Control for the side from Mullet Mafia. So this will make it pretty interesting. Ooh.
Okay. It's an absolute spray down. Fallen Knight is able to find 1, getting out of there before any more damage is done on him. He's coming back, sees ahead.
Wins.
Is going to be Myline, so that's really something Mullet Mafia has to be afraid of going forward. At the same time, shouldn't be too afraid of it, as they're going to have to deal with a lot more rounds. They need to play with full confidence here in the coalition side, and that's what they're doing, playing very fast, a great style.
Throw that bomb out to Masi is now down. Xavier getting big, finding Malik, trying to stay alive. Shadow with the spray down, and he keeps his team in this. Mullet Mafia closes it to 2. That was close. Rain just got an umbrella blow up in their face. Masi is here at the SG, jumping across. Wow, I don't know how he grabbed that. Shadow getting dropped by him in it. Next there is there, eating the body cam board. Faultless still on HP. Zello coming in big with that frag. And they're going to have another round here. Looks like they're going to tie it up.
They run to container now. They might only face 1 rifle and a few deagles. This could be great for Rain as they're finding an entry. Star will fall. Malik still trying to recover, but with the flashes, you have just a window to push. You have just a window to go for it. And that's when Xera comes into play. Finds them both. Shadow looking the wrong way. And that's a...
Oh, he's going to get stabbed in the back. Jumps down. Finds Xera in the head. Picks that gun up. Still doable for him. He's got to find Faultless. Oh my gosh. I thought he had now. There's so much experience. They're seeing what works, and that's what you're seeing right now. Valkyrie could be opening it up. Oh my gosh, with the 3K AUG in hand, the 2K with the heads popping. The bomb is playing. Worry about that, really. But still. Go ahead, sorry.
But losing like 13-1 is something that's going to hit you nevertheless, right?
Exactly. It's demoralizing.
It would be disgraceful, and that's something they're trying to make sure that doesn't happen. A good round, though. Great push. That works out. And you can see Malik. Oh, a drop-down kill. Still making it doable. I mean, if this clutch player cross, no, he won't. Still having a good angle. Go in. Wraps away Faultless. A 1v1 is now being created. Malik might have just won the round right here and then as the stick will come in. It's just a fake. Malik still waiting for Nexera. Good to find themselves going ahead and finding 4 Nexera. Again, just ducking up and down. Doesn't manage to find it just yet. And ultimately, it should be 4. It needs to stay alive and the bomb is already getting defused. Has to be at every time. Cancelo stick it. No, he's going to fall. Barely had to defuse. Fallen Knight. Still down to the 1v2. Can't chip him away. Tries to play so much time. It's going to run out. Fallen Knight. Still do it. He's going to do it.
Plays up the live here for MULLET Mafia. Shadows down low. Got to be careful not to give himself away. Ooh, my line's able to drop him. Vulgrin quick at the refrag. Faultless comes up. He picks up the 2K. Now down to this 1 versus 1. It's Nax versus Vulgrin. And the jump shot to try to pick up in round number 3. Malik coming in. Fallen Knight's going to be there. And MAFIA getting multiple kills at the full house for Team at Tree Hall here. Flash is coming in. They're trying to avoid it. Ooh, quick trade. Nexera with the 3K. And Team Rain somehow is able to win that. Reminding me of Evil Vision.
Fallen Knight dropping by Cello. Jump it in. About to run in is Nexera. He's going to try to go for more. Tries to line him up. Nexera taking 2 again. Goes for a 3rd through the smoke. It just doesn't matter. Nexera's on his home turf and he's once again just mowing them down. All down to Star. The Deagle. Gonna do a lot of trying to hold on to intel yet. Might even look like a flawless round. Star taking out Fallen Knight. Just a run through the smoke will come through. Moshe trying to line him up. He takes 2. Wants to redeem it anymore. Malik stuck in the middle but running into intel. Shadow is there. Lining up 2. And now Myline starts running in, but will also
gonna try to sandwich him. Malik knows the situation he's in, comes back and catches him off guard. Still somewhat flashed. Now down to this 1 versus 1. And Myline is able to win it.
It's worked out for him in the past. And the M4 will line him up, and 4 will get them both. Managing to find it. On day 2, they were strong. Yet are they strong this time? Or are they gonna have to fight back again from a 1-2 position? Myline drop in. An impactful player falling. Nexera trying to recover. But he's moving in from the B-long, trying to push through the smoke. Allowed to see them cross both, as Faultless is in middle. Running through the smoke himself, Cello. Has stabilized this game, being able to grab the frag in this particular round, but Vulgrin will try. He's running through, gets Nexera, tries to get his vision. Vulgrin shutting it down. His Fallen Knight dropping his armor, and out dropped as well. MULLET Mafia are 1 kill away from taking it, and they will...